Hump Day edition. Hump Day edition. Middle of the week, weekend coming. Outlaw Radio in the building. I am Kevin Barnes, and I am the world-class smartass, and I've earned that title justifiably. So I am the host of Outlaw Radio, and we do this every Monday and every Wednesday. But I'm not alone. I got the whole family tonight. Everybody wasn't on time. I just started late, so everybody's here. But I'm not going. I'm not going to harp on the negative part, man.
Hey, we on time. You late.
Right. So, I'm not alone. Mr. Carter was popping with you, bro.
Life. Peace, y'all. How y'all doing out there? Welcome to Outlaw Radio, where we talk that talk, and we definitely gonna walk that walk. Raising vibrations and elevating thought. Y'all better come on in. I'm trying to tell you I am the black woman lover, the black man's brother, the culture teacher, the hood healer. I'm the ghetto witch doctor. I'm all y'all holistic health and wellness coach, Kamar Carter, y'all. Peace to the family. I'm also the one who brings you nature into herbal supplements and vitality. I know y'all seen this somewhere, somehow you done seen it. You might have seen this at Twisted Plants. If you didn't, go down there and get a bottle for me. So what's up, y'all? Come on in.
Man, it ain't nothing to it but to do it. Juice Lady in the building. What's going on, sis?
Hey y'all, how y'all doing tonight?
We're doing very well. Very well.
I thought y'all wasn't gonna say nothing for a minute. So I'm like, y'all was gonna be silent. Like, oh,
Right.
I'm like, damn, y'all ain't gonna say nothing back?
Right. We're not speaking to Courtney tonight. Real, what it do, my brother?
Good, man. Just trying to get my bearings. This week I had to go into the office for work, and that's what happened Monday. I'm enjoying Martin Luther King Day, and I'm like, oh shit, I am supposed to go in tomorrow, so I had to get my shit together so that I can go in. I ain't know where pants were. I'm in silkies and robes all day, man. I had to find me some pants and shit, find me a button-up shirt, all kind of stuff, man. So.
Oh, wow.
But I'm steady grinding, steady working to buy my freedom papers one day, man.
Yeah, man. You got to run away from the plantation eventually.
Share
the show. Please share the show. Tell people to tune in. It's Outlaw Radio Smoke Signals. We got the Juice Lady in the building. We got the Witch Doctor. Man, we got Huge Hefner, and we got myself. Who Ewok the Grace in the chat room. He said, "Yo, fam,
peace."
What's that in Ewok? What it do? Dion James, what it do, man? How you be tonight? How you be? He said, "Hey, gang," and my sister Sharon Evans. She said, "What's going on, Outlaws?" It's all good, man, and it'll be even better if you hit me up. Get your order in for the apparel. I'm this weekend. I'm working like a runaway slave, filling orders. People have paid. They got them on the way. I have a lot going on in terms of the apparel. Yes, I appreciate the love,
Those
man.
Good problems, man. Them is good problems as an entrepreneur.
I'm not complaining. I'm not, man. You know what I'm saying? Even like I say, even with like we were just having a conversation about, Outlaw Radio being out in the community and being more visible. And I was talking about some of my health restrictions in terms of recovering from my back surgery. I wasn't saying all of that to say, oh, I'm down and out about it, because I'm really actually more happy from where I was like this year. I mean, last year at this time where I was, maybe I had just come home. I don't even know. I just remember laying on the couch like, damn, I can't even hardly move. The fuck just happened? So this year's a whole different thing, and I did what I said I was going to do, which was when I get back on my feet, I'm not wasting no more time. I'm not playing with these jobs. You either moving me up or I'm moving out. You just got to change things around. So I give myself a lot of credit for that, man. I'm doing what I said I was going to do, and I intend to continue down that path, man. Shout out to Erica Hunt. She said, "What up, Outlaws? How you doing, my sister?
Peace.
Get with me. Get this apparel." But anyways, it's Outlaw Radio Smoke Signals, right? Smoke Signals. Why in the hell Kev call the show Smoke Signals? Well, I wrote a song about it. Like to hear it? Here it goes. Actually, I'm always looking at, especially on Wednesdays, like I approach the show from a thematic perspective, meaning that I want it to be about something. Because I feel like Outlaw Radio Live from the Basement, usually we just talking a whole bunch of shit, right? Like, and it's fine. It's an amalgamation. But I usually like to get pointed in the right direction on Wednesday night. So when I say Smoke Signals, symbolically, what does that mean to me? Erica Hunt said, "I listen. My sister, we're glad. We appreciate your support. We really do. Really do. Vince
Definitely.
Tony, what's going on? Vince, my brother, man. Come on, man.
Peace,
Vince Tony,
peace.
kind of supporter Outlaw Radio. Let me add the banner because I want people to be able to see the phone number as well as the Cash App. I want you to see that. And while I'm at it, a little justice for Denari. There we go. Right and tight. We ready to go to Sunday school. But I was saying smoke signals so symbolically, what does that mean? And a lot of people are under the false assumption that this is a Native American, indigenous American thing. It is, but it's not theirs originally. Years, hundreds of years before them, many civilizations have utilized smoke signals in some shape, form, or fashion. And what it really is like a warning to the people, to the community, to the city, to the town, to the village. The danger is on the horizon. Not necessarily there yet, but danger is on the horizon. And if y'all don't get right, we're about to be caught with our pants down. Um, Figuratively, not literally. So smoke signals tonight for the black community because I want Outlaw Radio to put up a smoke signal so the rest of the community can see, hey, it's trouble on the horizon. There's trouble already here. But if there's a continuation of some of the things that we do in our community, some of our bad habits, some of our counterproductive activities, there's more danger coming, right? And so when I say smoke signals, it was that. It was that too. And so I just want black people to know it's trouble on the horizon if we don't get it together. That's the best way I can put it to you. People say be optimistic, but some of the problems that we have need to be fixed immediately. They cannot continue. Say stop the bleeding. First thing you do when you get injured, stop the bleeding.
We need to be optimistic about the solution.
There we go. That's a good way to look at it, Kamar. Thank you for that positivity.
Was that
Like,
you
what the
shooting down the positivity?
Right.
That's what I was thinking. Was you shooting down?
He busted guns. He busting guns for positivity.
Right. I feel like you just shot that shit down.
I had to put a little capital
Hey,
into
we
it.
positive out here. Bang, bang, bang.
Yeah.
Right. I had to put a little
Stay
capital on
positive,
it.
little
Hey,
nigga.
hey,
Like,
look,
what?
did my fool ass do this?
Right.
Like, yeah.
Come get me. It's all good, man. It's all good, right? Be positive about that, right? Like you take bullets,
Hey,
you know you can heal, right? All you need is a trauma surgeon. Nah, man, but no, it's a lot. There's a lot of negative things, and we talk about them all the time. And sometimes maybe we should really consider the long-term ramifications of this if we start talking about our children. What are we leaving to our children? What kind of world are we leaving for our youngsters? Even the generation right now, immediately following myself in terms of young brothers who are getting to that age where once you hit 36 as a man, things change. I'm talking, I know physically, but I mean mentally. The way you think about things should change. There's a whole new kind of I don't know if you say reprioritizing. Can you say that? I don't know if you can say that, but the things that didn't matter yesterday now matter, and the things that matter now, the things that did matter that you didn't give a fuck about then, you start to care about. So it's like, man, I used to even trip on that. Like now I'm starting to like mine started with I started liking nature more. And this shit might sound corny, but I'm honestly telling you, I grew up in the hood where you see a squirrel, what you do? You throw a rock at it. You see a pigeon on the wires and see who can hit that pigeon. You see a ant, we take magnifying glasses and burn the ant with the sun, and that was fun to us. And I started noticing, I was like, man, let that bug live. I started being impressed by the hustle of the, like, oh, it's getting cold. Look, he's stockpiling food. Like, so I put a bird feeder in my backyard just to see the bird. I got into it on that level. So I'm just saying things change. There's a maturation process. So for those brothers, I want to say the right things to them so that they can say, okay, I'm equipped for this battle. But I just think, smoke signals for me is just to wave a flag to my people and say, look, y'all, we got to get ready. They coming. It's like you say they coming. So you got to assume your battle stations, right? So that was what I was thinking, and maybe maybe I just got too much spare time on my hands. What do I think about smoke signals?
I mean, I think I think I like it. I like that idea. I like that thought because it's like, you know what I mean. We look at the community. The community is fucked up in all aspects. You know what I mean? Now, okay, we've been throwing smoke signals, but we got to keep throwing smoke signals so people keep raising their consciousness. Like right now, you're talking about the health consciousness of the community, how it's raised. You know what I mean? We got to keep throwing smoke signals. Like, look, man, all this shit is fucked up out here. It's still fucked up. Ain't nothing changed. You know what I mean? That way we could continue this same fight that we trying to get up from. You know what I mean? So yeah, I could dig that.
Yeah, smoke signals, and you can take that in another way too. Like, because sometimes those messages that you receive from the utilization of certain herbs and certain substances, there's what is it telling you? What does it tell you when you get high? Whatever you choose to do, like with sugar, coffee, what the euphoria, what are you? I mean, some people get really creative when they smoke a little weed. Some people get extremely lazy. You know what I
It
mean?
all
So
depends.
it's worth discussing. Let me catch my chat room up right
I
quick.
think it depends on a person.
Okay. So let me catch the chat room up. Ben said he was driving and he thought somebody was shooting at him when I bust that Kamar. All in good fun. All in good fun. Welcome to the show, Ruben, my brother. How you doing tonight? John Fletcher said, "Preach, family, preach." Appreciate y'all. I got a caller. What's going on?
What's going on, Outlaws? How you doing, Kevin and Kamar and then Real and then the Queen that's on the
Peace.
title. I'm not familiar with who
Peace,
you are, but
peace.
hello, how y'all doing?
We're
This is
doing well.
Erica Hunt from the comments. I just wanted to talk about a smoke signal that I've been seeing in our community. As a union organizer, I've been getting in contact with the people in Milwaukee about their union. Mind you, I'm just their organizer. But one thing I've noticed is these people don't have voices. They don't want a voice. They don't care to have a voice. And I think that's where we need to start at. That's a smoke signal to me, saying we need help. But then shit, it could be a smoke signal saying I don't want no help. What is your thoughts about that?
Well, I think we have the smoke signals. We can light them and we can let the smoke drift. And there, some people refer to these as red flags. I think some people choose to ignore them, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
so people who are looking skyward saying, "Hey man, is that a smoke signal? What's going on?" It's like when the tornado, when the storm, the horn sounds. You say, "Is that a tornado horn?" And you go to your front door and you look. But there's some people who be like, "Shit, I don't know if it is or if it ain't. I don't really care." They never stop doing what they're doing. They don't even. "Hey, you supposed to go in the basement?" Shit, I ain't for whatever reason they choose that they're going to remain inactive. I want people to get active when they see the smoke signal. So you're talking about union representation. Um,
Mm-hmm.
okay, and you saying a lot of working people are ignoring what's going on with the unions because this is Wisconsin and Skippy Walker was the union buster when he was the governor. So like elaborate on that a little bit more. Tell us a little bit more about what you're
So,
noticing.
so what Skywalker did was made Wisconsin a right to work state, but a right to unionize state. But that didn't help us out at all. That actually made unions available to everyone. And if you're not an active member in the union, you're still going to get the same benefits as every other member of the union as well. Now, the problem is that it minimizes the funding for unions. So, therefore, if you're not an active member, I don't have representation to help you when you've been wrongfully terminated off of the job. I don't have the fees for legal representation if we do have to take your case to a new level. Right now, we're bargaining contracts for workers in Wisconsin, and the workers don't even want to participate themselves in the bargaining of their own contract. And I feel like that's either a smoke signal to me saying either I don't know enough or I've been abused too many times through the unions to even care enough
Okay.
to trust the unions to help. But what a lot of people don't understand is if once you take control over your union, you get to pretty much tell your employer what it is that you want as your workplace right. I'm working with the nurses up in Madison right now, and those nurses are taking full control. They have a voice. But here in Milwaukee, the union workers don't even want to speak up.
Okay. And the union has a bad rap because of some of the corruption that has happened in labor unions. But I mean, it's not anything in this country that hasn't been affected by corruption. But people are like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to. They take money out of my check and the little twos and fews or wherever. So I think
Yeah.
if they did nothing else, they created a campaign to make people be anti-union. Just say, what do I need this for? Like that's why we have and companies, they did a little something with HR to make themselves appear to care more about the employees, as to say you don't need a union because you can
Right.
go to HR and there's legalities and we promise to honor whatever situation it is. So people say we don't even need a union no more. I'll just go to HR myself. Right. Like but you're right. I think there's certain jobs where you have to have unions. Like if you work in any factory or industrial setting where the potential for some shit to fall on you and you never walk again, um, I think, or you're working with some chemicals that may later on turn out to be toxic or whatever, you need a union because if you do get hurt or whatever, it needs to be rock solid that you're taken care of. But something like, I don't know, do you need a union for McDonald's? I hear people saying fast food workers should unionize. Should they?
Yes, I agree. Well, Kevin, I've been a Fight for 15 advocate since 2009. I was a fast food worker who was attacked on the job by my assistant store manager. Why? Because she found out I made a little bit more money than her. That's messed up, right? You would think.
Right.
Now the union would be able to come in and say, "Hey, you're wrong for termination. It's not okay because you were being harassed on the job.
Okay.
You have proof that you were harassed on the job. And if I had that representation, I wouldn't have to go up against big corporations like Taco Bell by myself and then get shitted in the end. This is an outlaw radio. I can say it how it goes.
Yeah. Say what you want to
I
say.
got fucked in the end. Taco Bell fired me 5 days after me being attacked, but 15 days before I could get my sight back.
Oh, wow.
Union representation would be there. The swelling in my eyes didn't even go down before they terminated me.
Wow.
Hey, man, you know what that is?
Unions would have representation like myself to say, hey, this woman was attacked on the job, pay her workman's comp. Fighting it by myself, I got nothing. But a potential homelessness, I was facing homelessness due to the loss of that job right after COVID. I've ran into my attacker several times in the street, and she hasn't even been charged for anything she's done to me. And on top of that, she's working in a community center with children.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, unions are important.
Okay. Kamar, you had something for the sister?
Yeah, she asked, what do we think about it? And I think that's like another part of that post-traumatic slavery disorder, man. You know what I mean? We're black folks scared to stand up to white people, man. They scared to get into a group that's going to combat the system. You know what I'm saying? I think that's another form of that slavery shit, man. That fucked up slavery mind we got to come out of.
Okay.
Definitely got to come out that slavery mind, because a lot of people tell me, oh, it don't matter. The union is corrupt now. Well, if the union was corrupt, why did the national organization decide to hire a whole new team just for Milwaukee?
Okay. And that's the shit they used
to
say
about
slavery too.
And our salaries is being paid by Chicago's union workers, not Milwaukee.
Wow. We got to get more information on that.
Definitely. But Kevin, I missed your show. I've been real booked and busy lately, so I've been missing out, but I'm glad to catch it today.
Oh, we appreciate the support, my sister, and welcome back.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Share the show, and
y'all have a good night.
Yeah, and I hope the young lady who attacked you get hers. I hope, and I said it. I hope she gets hers.
Well, but the thing is, she's gonna. You know what I'm saying? Because
you know what, me not retaliating against her gave me the ability to move forward and open the doors for the opportunity to be a union rep, to be a union organizer, to help protect workers. So I got what I wanted out the situation.
Okay, because I was
no doubt.
That's right.
This is a thing called karma.
Listen, and that was the problem, though. It was way easier to move forward in the streets on her. The streets found her before the police found.
That's how it goes.
Right.
That's how. Facebook gets people arrested before the cops get people arrested.
Definitely did, Kev. I'll be in touch, though. We got some more work to do, because I'm definitely trying to find these union workers so that they know that they have a voice.
That's right. If you got anything you want to promote, just hit me up and we'll push it. We'll push it for you.
Will do, Kevin. You have a great night.
You too.
Peace out, Outlaw.
All right.
Peace. See you.
Kamar, I know you was trying to get something off. I want you to be able to do that because I seen you trying to jump, double dutch, rope hit you all in the forehead. What was you about to say?
That's all good, man. I don't even remember what I was saying.
Okay.
Man, I got to say what I got to say when it come out, man. I don't know what the hell I'm finna say next. This shit just come out.
He's freestyling.
I ain't moving on me, man. I'm just the energy moving, man, telling me what to say. I can't help it.
That was some good shit. You rebounded
shit,
well.
Every job I get fired from, I had the union. That's the funny shit. Like when I think about my whole career, every job I got fired from, I had a union. So maybe I wasn't utilizing my union correctly. Cause I mean, like I worked for Pepsi and Frito-Lay. They had the Teamsters union. I worked for AT&T. They had the communications union. They used to be raping my motherfucking check. And then when I went out on FMLA, my union dues and my child support were two things that was waiting for me when I came back to work, and they wanted all their money back. And I was working for peanuts, man. So, I got my mixed feelings about the union. Like just from my perspective, just like any other organization, it can be instrumental. But from my perspective, it was like almost like the same reason I left church. It was just like a whole lot of voting leadership and shit. Like it was almost like a clique or a gang. Like I don't like that fraternity sorority shit. Like I don't like to have to play to, you know what I'm saying? Well, come to the union meetings and meet the president so that he can.
I don't want to have to do all the extra shit.
Right. It's like shit. Either do my shit or give me my motherfucking money. Like I said, I all the jobs I got fired from, I had a union, and all they did was sit next to me while I was getting fired.
Like, calm down. Right? Ewok the Great is on the line. What's popping with you?
Look at you like, damn, dog.
Smoke signals, smoke signals. Smoke signals like a motherfucker. Nigga, I'm a teenager and shit, right? Shit, I'm smoking regular weed and shit. You can tell that it came out that compressed motherfucking square from Mexico and shit, because you'll get a piece one time with the corner cut on the motherfucker.
That Mexican brick weed.
And all of that shit. It got you out of the motherfucker. Yeah. Me and a couple of my guys used to go to Auntie Martha's down there from your hood. You know what I'm saying? Auntie Martha used to give it to us.
Yes.
We get us a 40.
Yes.
And we went to Dean Park, man, and we drunk our 40, man. We wasn't rolling blunts yet. We smoked about 4 of us. We smoked 2 joints, drank our 40, man, got that, laugh, giggle, and go the fuck on. You know what I'm saying? That was it. So I'm gonna go on to this. Smoke signals again. You could tell when a crackhead coming. They only want one thing: some more crack. You know what I'm saying? They really didn't do too much. They'll steal from you and shit, but they wasn't crazy. They wasn't reckless. You know what I'm saying? They was figuring out how to get them some more crack. To smoke their crack, that was a smoke signal, right? So I'm trying to get to the point you said earlier, about the 36-year-olds. So from now we got 12-year-olds, 14-year-olds and shit. They want red ones, blue ones, green ones, purple ones, lean, weed. They want to drink. They want to goddamn it, pop perks, 30, 35, 40, 50. And they ride around doing all this crazy ass shit, man. Don't no smoke come off of that shit. Them motherfuckers doing everything in the book, man. And that has something I mean, I ain't no specialist. It has to have something to do with what's going on, with what's happening. They ain't thinking rational. It ain't no such thing as a rational thought. These motherfuckers is full of these drugs, dog. You know what I'm saying? They full of them.
Right. I hear you, bro. I hear you. People talk about smoke being this kind of mystical entity, right? Like that, because it can carry things. Like to inhale some smoke. If you inhale the wrong smoke, you dead, right? If you
they got fentanyl and everything now,
Right. So, but if you inhale some mystic smoke, you're high. And it's like, man, how did so smoke is something people say when you remove the smoke from getting high, it's all bad. Now I know you smoke crack, so I guess that proves that wrong. So That's a real mythical smoke for you right there.
The thing that be crazy to me is how
I don't know about no.
how drug addicts judge
I
other
got
drug
on weed.
addicts.
Yeah.
Say that again, real.
I said the craziest part to me is how drug addicts judge other drug addicts. Like
Right.
you'll have these young cats that's perked out look down on that man who's strung out on boy or heroin, and they the same thing. They both for opioid. They both gonna
It's
have
the
you all
exact same thing. Come from the
constipated
same
and
plant.
locked up. Right. So, or they talk about a crackhead, but then they looking for Addies and Adderall and shit. It's the same thing.
Right.
You know, like, but I guess because it's in a different form, we have a sedittiness about, like, even I posted a post the other day, like, I see people judge cigarette smokers, but they smoking on hookah, not realizing
Hey, come
an
on,
hour of hookah is 100 cigarettes. But then you also got to factor in the carbon monoxide from the charcoal that burn. So it'd be like, how the fuck you go? I hate cigarette smokers. Then they all on
in a
Snapchat,
hookah bar.
Right.
men and shit,
Come
Snapchat with hookah stems in their mouth and shit,
Right.
or even
Stop it, man.
cigars. I mean, I don't judge any one of them because, you know, I might fuck with a cigar. I look at it, it's all tobacco, it's all smoke. So, you know, enjoy it, pick your poison, and let everybody else do what the fuck they choose to do.
That's right. Well put.
But these cats be in their 20s, man, late 20s. You know what I'm saying? Man, I'll be 50 in July, man. And like you were saying, 36-year-olds. You know what I'm saying? That's a little. I got a little age on them. They still be talking like they 3 and shit, man. Or they used to be able to have a decent conversation, but lost it because they out here on X, perks, whatever, and they done lost it. You know what I'm saying? Then lost it all.
Right. And so first of all, I want to catch my chat room up. And I just figured out how to say this brother's name. Outside the box thought Lee.
All right, go ahead, do your thing.
Look at you.
For sure.
Okay.
Outside the box. Shout out to Ewok.
He wasn't even listening to you. He was trying to figure out how to say this name.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? God damn, kid.
Come on, man. Don't do my guy like that. You won't chew gum at the same time.
He said, hey, I just figured out how to say this name.
That's how my cousins be. They're like, cuz you ain't even listening. That's him. Right?
No,
You're
because
not
I
listening.
have to, unfortunately, I have to keep up the chat room with the show, and I get behind.
No doubt.
So a lot of times when I'm talking,
Whatever, kid.
why am I explaining myself? You know what I'm saying? Just when this brother, who I figured out how to say his name, outside the box thought Lee, says love the positivity, Kamar brings low vibrations to the show. Kamar is very low vibrational right now. He's using his reptile brain, right? Using his reptile brain. He said a lot of mindsets in Milwaukee need to change. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Ruben Anderson, well-known fact that people hate to act on what they know. Or are they just scared? Sometimes fear, and you know, I never, like, we always approach fear a little bit differently in my neighborhood because it was something, the mantra was it's something you have to face up to, right? Like, so I should say in my family, because I wasn't allowed to get bullied. Like, that's one thing. You can't walk into my mother's house and say, there's a kid bullying me, taking something from me every day. Because my mother would have you with so many pieces of metal in your pocket. Like, you'd have a hammer in one pocket, you'd have a screwdriver, you have a file in your book bag. She'd be like, yeah. And that motherfucker turned his back. And so you always had to face up to the fear. So, but I do understand some people are paralyzed by fear. Some people say, oh my God, but what am I going to do about it? It's like the first sign you get that your kid may be having some issues, smoke signal, you freeze. Man, I don't want to, because I don't want to look like a bad parent. Or that means something wrong with me. Or I know I did the best with this kid, and everybody's going to look at me funny because he out here wilding. Like, my mother used to say that. Like, you couldn't leave the house with your pants wrinkled. You had to make sure your teeth was brushed and all that. And she didn't say because that's good hygiene. She said because motherfucker ain't going to say I'm out here, living any kind of way. You represent me. Like, nobody cares about you. Like, I don't brush my teeth for you. I never said that out loud back then. But that's how she approached it. Ruben Anderson, I'm sorry, said to act means to be committed, and to be committed means to be in danger. Very, very, very interesting. Sharon Evans, you want to know my sister who called in. Her name is shoot, I should know this.
It was Erica, right?
Erica Hunt. Erica Hunt. Her name is Erica Hunt. Ruben Anderson said, "You right, bro." He said the streets caught her. The streets caught who? I don't know. I was running my mouth. At that time I really wasn't paying attention. Paris LaShawn, peace, my brother. Peace. How you doing, man? Good luck on your election. See, I got some snow out there in Denver. Shout out to Shabaka and Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced. I was at my son's game last night, and they were like, "Please call in," but I was at his game checking him out. So I gotta go on there. I gotta get back on there. Shy Mo, what it do? He said,
Peace.
"Good evening, little Empress Courtney."
How you doing?
Professor Rail and Dr. Kamar. I think you mean K. Beasley. I think you mean K. Beasley. I hope not K. Busy.
I think it's
Erica Hunt said, "Thank you for mentioning that there's multiple companies, and you're right. They're bad history, but they're good unions and bad unions. It's good and bad about everything." Patience Phillips, how you doing, my sister? Justice for Denari. There's some movement. I want to talk about the movement on the low bail legislation. I see that's going through. That's good. Is this a piece of the justice that you were looking for the family of Denari Pierre? Let's talk about it tonight. The number's 262-202-5131. 262-202-5131. We got the Juice Lady up in here. We got Hugh Hefner, and we got the Witch Doctor. Right, you're gonna be entertained tonight. You'll be entertained.
Are you not entertained?
Mama Jenkins in the building. Love for Mama Jenkins, our fellow outlaw. She says, "Good evening, outlaw family. Great evening. I'm late. Just watched 9th District Forum. Can't wait for the 1st District. Don't live in either one, but just concerned about this city business."
I feel the same
signals.
way. Did anybody check out the one for the 9th District? I heard about it. I heard it was at Mr. B's out there in Brown Deer or whatever. But yeah, I wonder how that went today. You know, I wonder when they're gonna do something like that for the 1st District. Yeah, the radio 101.7 decided to host that, I guess, or they was out there for that. So I mean, is somebody gonna host it for the 1st District, or do somebody got to put it together, or do Outlaw Radio got to? You know what I'm saying?
I'll tell you what, if they hosted it, that's why don't nobody know about it. I tell every mainstream.
It was all on the radio.
Yeah, but nobody listens. Nobody listens. Every radio station in Milwaukee can kiss my ass. I'm sorry. I just had to get that off my chest.
What's going on with you today? You feel it's like, what's going on? You're not paying attention to people when they're talking to you. You're not paying attention. You like everybody can kiss your ass. What's going on? What happened today?
I'm on them drugs.
You don't like it?
I'm on that narcotic. I'm on the drugs.
Okay. I need you to get the happy narcotic. This ain't it.
Smoke signals. Right. No, I can't wait. I can't wait either. But yeah, all the radio stations kiss my ass.
All right.
Amir Zakir, what's going on, my brother? Except for my brother Sair and hiddenheartradio.com. Everybody else, every other radio station. Come on, man. You can get it. Yeah. Erica Hunt said, "Yeah, but one drug is considered a status symbol and one is not." Yeah, the way we look at drugs is a trip. Like
right.
Yeah, because like
that
you know,
crazy,
powderheads be like, I ain't no crackhead. Yeah, I know you're a powderhead.
Crack is
whack. Almost worse. Right? Yeah, it's almost the same thing, bro. You know, it takes one to make the other, right? I don't know if you know that, right? So yeah, it's people who I love the hookah cigarette thing because I've been saying that as well. Like people taking pictures like I'm smoking strawberry flavored cigarettes, and then somebody said, well, "I'm gonna go outside and smoke a square." Look at him with them damn cigarettes.
That's nasty. I can't. Right.
What's going on? I don't understand.
Now me, right? Hey, me. That was one of the main reasons I left out of my mother's house because I didn't like the cigarette smoke.
Okay.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's a difference. Like with me, I just don't like the cigarette smoke, so I eliminate myself from being in them situations.
Right.
I don't go places where they're gonna be having a bunch of smoke, or I'm in and out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you know what I mean? I fix it for me. I don't put that on nobody else. You know what I'm saying?
And that's what you're supposed to do. You just move around from it, because I grew up, my father still smoked cigarettes, Newport, Newport 100s. I think that's what. Because I used to have to go to the gas station to get them, man. He didn't want the shorts. He didn't want the Newport Kings. He want Newport Kings. He soft pack. Newport Kings soft pack.
Don't bring me little ass cigarettes.
I grew up with that shit, and I tell people one of the worst things in the world is going in the bathroom after somebody done smoked the square and shit it, and you got to go brush your teeth. You got to go brush your teeth, getting ready for school. Somebody done smoked the square and shit it. It's like. That's just amalgamation of smells, man.
Cigarette smoking shit is horrible.
So I get a little triggered when I smell cigarette smoke. So that's why
that's not triggered. You're traumatized.
Right.
That shit is horrible.
No. Man, toothpaste, cigarette smoke, and shit is a terrible combination of smells, man.
I hate that picture is so
getting there holding your breath and shit trying to
right. And I still don't talk down on cigarette smokers. You know what I'm saying? Because shit, I just move myself from it.
Right. You know, my mom and my dad smoked when I grew up, and so it didn't bother me. Like I literally learned how to count money, going to the store, getting my mom cigarettes. I learned how to cross a busy street because I had to cross Capitol to go to 19th Street corner store to get my mama some cigarettes, right? Like, so I don't know, smoke signals, right? I learned there's some information there. Like she said,
did you have to
$5 bill? They cost.
Did you have to take that note?
No, because I was tight with the memorization. That's why my mother's like a king. She said you better write it down
to the store person so they know to give you a pack of cigarettes.
No, you gotta get a note to the store people.
Yeah, please, right.
Get a phone number and everything on.
Right. A pack of cigarettes and a beer. No, I didn't know. No. My cousins did the note. My cousins would have that. Their dad used to write a note like, "Give me some light beer and a pack of." I think he was Camel or Salem's or something like that. But mom's was Marlboro and my pops was Cool, and so yeah, man, 3 packs a day. My mom, she finally quit when she got old.
Was the that was the Camel, right? The Jay-Z.
No. Camel is Camel. Cool was green and white.
Camel? Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
Marlboro
all black people back in the day smoked Cools or Newports.
Yeah, I only know like Newports. I think somebody smoked Winston Salem's or something like that. I think maybe my grandma back in the day.
Since we're having this very deep conversation on cigarettes, somebody out there tell me, do they still make Cool cigarettes? Like I haven't seen them.
I feel like they do. I feel like I've seen them.
Okay, I know still.
I think I've seen
all that. Yeah, I don't know, but that was my daddy brand. Give me some Cools. My mom be like, hey, damn Cool, they ain't shit. Give me a Marlboro. She smoked Marlboro. She's a cowboy. Marlboro. John Fletcher said people are comfortable in their ways. It's hard to open them up to the real world. Yeah, man, because sometimes the truth hurts, and I understand that. And especially if you really take into account of how much you play into your own deficiency. You feel me? Like, okay, so if you're fat and you're overweight and you want to lose weight, you say, man, I want to lose weight. I want to go work out. It's hard for you to say, but I eat like a pig. Look at the shit I eat. Man, that was, like, man, I'm sitting up here with this sloppy ass burger with all this. I'm a fat, I'm a hog. Like, it's hard for you to look at yourself and say, it's my eating habits. But if you can do that,
making yourself accountable for your own shit.
Right. Mm-hmm. Smoke signals. Sean Moore said the problem is they're acting. You need people that do the work. Sean Moore speaking to Mama Jenkins. Hey, Mama Jenkins. Shout out to Erica Hunt. She said they sure did. Let me catch up, y'all, because I'm way behind. Sean said busy. I know what I said. You busy, bro. That's a good thing. Oh, my fault. I thought you were saying people say KBZ to me in the hood sometimes. So my bad. He said busy because I'm busy. That's a good thing. I am busy a lot. Thank you, Sean, for recognizing that. It's a lot going on, man. It's a lot going on, right? It's a lot of moving pieces. Good in a good way, y'all. Not like, not tripping or nothing. Just real good shit all around. He said it's more than a bail. It's about justice. Okay, about that low bail reform, I was hoping Patience would give us a call and put us up on it. I see Nicole Bird. Hey, family, I was going to call in if that's okay later. Yes, absolutely. We want you to call in, Nicole Bird. Yes, please do. The number is 262-202-5131. absolutely, you can call in. We like an update on that. The 8th district is on her page. I'm a little bit behind.
You ain't
Erica,
behind. It's a whole bunch of messages. Calm down.
I know it. Unless somebody else want to take the responsibility of reading them, you can't criticize my performance. Like I'm, like
I ain't I'm saying, Kev. That's all I'm saying.
Well, not just you. I feel it. I feel your other little friends on here too. Kind of like, come on, Kev, hurry up, man. You can't even read the messages no more. Losing his fire. I'm starting my own podcast next
watch
week.
him. He gonna mess up again. Watch him.
Right.
Just watch him.
I'm not reading that. Somebody went to King. Shit, fuck him. Hookah, if not maintained right, will have you more F than a cigarette. I could believe it. I don't see, one thing about me is I'm not a fad dude. Like, I don't do the latest. I want to look cool and all this. I don't see the benefit of us all sitting around in a bar. I got a pipe, you got a pipe, we got a pipe. To me, it's look like some crackhead shit. And we're smoking tobacco. We ain't getting high. We ain't got a bong. Like, dude got a raw ass bong with like eight tubes, if you ever seen one of them. But so I've never been into that, and I'm looking at it like, okay, that's a little strange, but to each his own. Now, I'm not gonna tell nobody don't do that, because if that's what you like, do it. My brothers, it's a wrap for my early flight. Oh yeah, okay, Ruben, we see you, man. He got to get on the early flight. Yes, Ruben. Yes, absolutely, Ruben Anderson. He probably said that a long time ago. He probably
exactly.
Everything.
He been gone.
My remedial ass.
Been gone.
Been gone.
All right. That was last night. Ernest Walker said, "Gotta smoke when I shit." He has to smoke when he shit.
Got to
do it, bro. Yeah. Don't ever go to Ernest's house.
Hey, but you know what though? That's what that shit. That's what most habits be. Most habits, you know what I mean. A lot of the time, it be a habit. Exactly that.
Okay.
Like you used to taking a shit with a cigarette. A lot of people get in the car, they light a cigarette up, or they wake up in the morning, they light a cigarette up. You know what I mean? It become a routine. And that's what a lot of habits be. If you could break those routines, a lot of the time you could break some of them habits.
Yeah, I used to love to smoke me a black on the way to work in the morning, but no smoking in my new whip. Nobody can smoke in it, so that just eliminated that habit for me. You don't light that shit up in here. It's just not happening. Like I don't do that. You don't smoke in the Ghost. We don't do that.
I tried to smoke blacks a couple times. They gave me like a headache, man. It do give you a little buzz. I mean, if you can't get to the good shit, go ahead and get you a black just to kind of steady you out. But
how about we just don't
smoke?
Them
blacks used to give me a headache.
Right.
Hello,
caller, you are live on Outlaw Radio. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hi, this is Nikki.
Hey, how you doing, my sister?
Hey, Nikki.
Peace.
How are you?
We are doing very well.
That's good.
For people who don't know, this is the mother of Denari Pierre. When we say justice for Denari, this is his mom. I know there's a lot going on, so you want to talk about the progress you're making towards getting some justice?
Yes. So the first thing I want to talk about is the meeting with Ashanti Hamilton that we had 2 weeks ago, I believe. So I thought it was going to go positively. I don't know Ashanti, so I really didn't know what to expect, to be honest with you. But it ended up going a different way.
Really?
Result-wise, yes.
Okay. What happened?
So we went to Ashanti's office and we had a list of things that we wanted to ask him about. And that list consisted of him reviewing maybe the bail reform bill. I'm going to be reviewing the bail reform bill just to see how it looks. And, from his opinion, from his professional opinion, I believe he has a background in law.
Yes.
So reviewing that, because obviously you just want to see, maybe what the bill might be missing or what have you from his standpoint, so he can kind of break things down for us. And then maybe we can see what else the bill maybe needed to entail, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Then we wanted to talk about the plea deals going on in the DA's office that's causing havoc and violence in our community. So kind of talk to him about that, right? And see what he thinks
since he is the Office of Violence Prevention. We also asked him about the victim, I think it's some type of victim compensation or something like that. We asked him to look into that. That he did say that he could look into. Also, I'm sorry, I meant to say, in reference to the bail reform bill, he said that he would look into this, just kind of review it and see what he sees from it, because he did notice that there wasn't one Democratic person on that bail reform bill. It was all presented by Republicans. Then we also asked him for some type of protection in reference to possible retaliation that we may face from either the person that bailed Shaquan out, things like that, right? In regards to that, I'd like to come up with some type of mitigation plan for that. And then we asked for grief counseling and support groups for myself and Lamont. So I will say, out of the only things that we just talked about, the only thing that came from that was a victim group from his assistant, Karen. So that was it. So I will say that we emailed him back, I believe 2 or 3 days later, to follow up with him. He never replied to the email. So I texted him. He replied to the text, and let me see, because I want to make sure I'm being sure about this. He said to me, I think I was bothering him. It was very funny. He said, not yet. I'll check emails this evening. So that was on January 11th. I said, thank you. So then I pinged him again the day after, because obviously I didn't see, nothing materialized. I didn't get an email reply back. And then he said, got a few things going, but someone in the office is working on this. We can catch up tomorrow. Tomorrow never came. So then he sent us an email that was very, we sent the mayor an email, and instead of the mayor responding, he responded back with a very canned response, as if he had been working on things, and it was very detailed and everything, but it was very, to be perfectly honest, it was very, very just fake.
Okay.
Right. We did, and it was very fake. So, yeah, I have nothing to really say about Ashanti. I don't know what I don't even know if he knows what his job is, to be perfectly honest with you.
Okay.
So I'm really confused on that. I don't think he knows what his job is, and I don't think he doesn't appear to obviously be there for the community. Oh, so then I asked Karen to contact Mike Washington in reference to the whatever the procedure is or protocol is when someone is killed in an accident, in a car accident, and not having a toxicology done, right? So she brought him up. I didn't even know about this gentleman. And then I texted her about it, and she said, who is he? I was just like, I didn't bring him up, so I didn't bring him out of the I didn't bring him up. You brought him up to me in the meeting.
Right. Okay.
So yeah, basically nothing materialized. I did go to a support group, which I thought was very helpful, with other mothers who have also lost their children. And I'm going to another one for Sugar and Truth House this weekend. But at the same token, I mean, nothing really materialized here, basically.
I don't say that because you're going there.
Well, true.
We're finding other families.
Yeah, that's true. We are going to find other families that are also struggling as well to get justice. And pardon me. Yeah, and we're going to create a database with those names of the people so we can kind of come together and really get something going, if that makes sense.
Okay. And so there's this legislation that's being pushed through for bail reform, and is this to give judges more power in setting bails? I think I saw this article.
Right. Yeah.
So are you all involved in that, or is that just something that's just moving through?
Well, we did learn that it's been fast tracked since this happened.
Okay.
We did learn, so I think that it's a good thing. Obviously, I think we have to think about this too. No bill is probably going to be able to give everybody everything that they want in it. But I will say, from what I've read so far, it is helpful in the fact that I was going to say that judges will have that autonomy to be able to set bail based upon a person's previous or past history, right? Okay. So in my son's case, then, and this is where I really, like I said, I haven't read all of the bills. So I really need to be more well versed in that. But in my son's case, I'm hypothetically speaking, I'm thinking to myself, well, they probably would have seen that, he had prior bail jumping. But then I found out what the bill is looking for is what they were convicted on. So for example, in my son's case, his killer was not convicted of bail jumping. He was just charged.
Okay.
So see, that's where the loopholes are kind of at, if that makes sense.
Right.
So I think that's where, as voters and as citizens of Milwaukee, we really need to figure out how do we go about being able to fill in those gaps, right?
Right.
What can we do to get those gaps kind of filled in? Because I do understand what they're saying as far as convicted, but at the same token, I feel like, well, if a person's charged for bail jumping, I mean, it kind of means they're still risky, right?
Well, yeah, I would think if somebody has several different pending felony cases, that's a smoke signal, as we call the show tonight. That's a red flag. That's something that say, hey, we might want to keep this person here before they do something else. So that should be a given.
Right.
So, but I have seen the legislation in motion, and I thought maybe it was a good thing. I guess every little bit helps.
Right. I guess that's how I'm looking at it. Yeah.
Yeah. So
it's a start. It's definitely a start. And then, so we met with the ADA today, and the victim specialist, which went. I mean, it was a good meeting. We did get them to talk. So they did a lot of the talking, and in that talking, they probably said things that they wish they could take back at this point. I will say that one comment that they said to us that was just, I have to laugh at it now because I was actually crying. The ADA said that we were frustrating him.
You're frustrating him.
Right. So yeah. So my son's death. Not my son's death was frustrating him, but the fact of the matter of everything that we were doing or whatever, we ourselves were frustrating him.
Wow.
Yeah. So
I
then
feel like that's a good thing.
Letting emotion dictate how he moves in this case. So I felt that was not only inappropriate, it was disrespectful, but he became unhinged. He really became unhinged. And then his victim specialist, so I'm going to say it's his victim specialist because she's supposed to be our victim advocate. However, she's not advocating for my son or any of our family, obviously, right?
Right.
So we did file grievances. So I have the forms ready, and I'm going to be typing everything up, and I will be filing grievances against both the ADA as well as the victim specialist. But also, I did call her boss as well, the director of victim specialist division, who actually let her know about her employee.
Okay.
She was extremely disrespectful to families. So I think that's something that. Oh no, yeah, we were never offered the services that are on their website, which I shared on our Justice for Denari page. Because I'm thinking if she didn't offer us those services, I'm pretty more than positive that other families were not offered those services as well. So right, which is something she's supposed to be doing. She claims that her duty was done because she has always let us know when court dates have come up or things like that. Well, I mean, I hate to tell you this, but there's CCAP, which is free, so I don't need you to tell me when a court date is.
Right.
You have to see anything that I don't already know. That's public record. Right. That is clearly not the definition of an advocate. So she is very derelict in her duties, to be perfectly honest with you. He definitely is derelict in his duties. To be perfectly honest with you, I was there at the last meeting we had with Chisholm himself. I don't want that ADA to be over my son's case, and I definitely don't want her to be the victim, witness, or advocate. They can both. I don't want either one. I don't want either one of them on my son's case at all. So that's the next step as far as trying to figure out how do I get them off of my son's case, right?
Okay.
Yeah, because our civil rights are definitely being violated at this point.
Well, it's like I say, it's a lot of work still to be done, but I feel like you all are kind of like blazing a path and getting a lot of things done, and it's probably seems like a slower process to you all because you're going through it. But and it's a shame that anybody down there would give you any attitude when you're dealing with the loss of a child. I mean, like you, and this is their job. So I'm really just mystified by the fact that anybody, like a DA would say, "You're frustrating me." Like, what? What the hell does that mean? I'm frustrating you.
Hey, well, don't you? I kind of feel like that's a good thing though, because that means we getting the job done. We frustrating, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like, it's fucked up that he would say something like that, but then from our end to know that we frustrating them, like, yeah, we on your ass. You dig what I'm saying? Like, I kind of feel like that's a good thing that we frustrate.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, Kamar. I get what
you know
you're
what
saying.
I'm saying? Like,
I think that is true.
Yeah, but shame on him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's foul that he would say something like that.
And I do think too, what is really sad about it is the fact that I had to tell him, I said, that I don't even have time to grieve the loss of my son because I am too busy doing your job. This is not something that I enjoy doing. I am glad and hopeful and thankful if there's something that we're doing that can possibly help another family out. However, I need to be honest that I need to grieve. I need that time. I need time to grieve. Like, I need to be able to understand and realize that my son is not coming back. I need to be able to and deal with those emotions and those feelings. And I don't have that opportunity to do that.
Sad.
Right. Yeah, and then I'm not even given the resources to do so, even if I wanted to. But I just think that how many more families are out here in the city of Milwaukee, and I will say this too, is that I also told him that if my son was Caucasian, we wouldn't be having this conversation right now. He wouldn't even need to be in his office.
Right. I'm sure that frustrated him.
Yeah, well, he said, he mentioned to me that this is the second time I've said something to him about that. And I'm just like, well, I mean, I think we have to be honest about and have a real conversation about not just racism, but about systematic racism and about socioeconomic statuses and things like that. We'd be having a whole totally different conversation, or even if my child wasn't even in the car. Right? So, you almost feel like you're also blaming the victim for A, being in the car, and then B, for being Black. I mean, I find that to be very, very disheartening and very troubling, Because at the end of the day, let's be honest, we pay their salary.
Right.
It comes on my check every 2 weeks. I mean, you know what I'm saying? So, I'm paying your salary, so I don't really give a crap if I'm annoying you or whatever the case be right now. I'm sorry that my situation is annoying you, but
sorry, not sorry. Right, not sorry.
Right. Right. And that's another thing too. Everything is in the best interest of the state. So they keep throwing this. He said this a couple of times too to me, which has really annoyed me. Because at the end of the day, the best interest of the state means us. And again, this is where you think about too, is that these people that are in these seats don't live in our communities. So you don't have any ties to us.
Right.
Right. So, they don't live in our community. Like Chisholm said, well, I was born at St. Joe's Hospital, but you don't live in Milwaukee. I can guarantee you don't live in Milwaukee. Stop playing with me, sir. No, you don't.
Right. Yeah.
You may have went to Marshall High School. I'm not saying you did. I don't know where you went to high school, but you may have went to Marshall High School. You don't live around here anymore. Come on, man.
Well, I think the definitive thing there would be to ask him what year. Yeah. You probably did go to Marshall before open housing was passed and white flight became a thing. Yeah, you probably did go in the 50s or the early 60s. You probably did. You probably were born at St. Joe's when that area was all white. But as soon as the first black family moved in, your family headed for the hills.
You got out.
Right. So stop it. Stop playing with me. Right.
Exactly. So I think that we need to have those real conversations too. Is that these people are like they say, policing the communities. You've got police officers in our communities, policing our children, policing our communities that could care less about what's going on in our communities.
Because they don't live in
it. Pardon me?
Because they don't live in the community.
Right. So you don't have any ties to the community.
Right.
You look at us like we're, garbage, to be perfectly honest with you.
Yeah, I can see
that. We're less, we're less than people. We're not, we're less than, and I think that's just some real conversations we need to have. And I think that maybe that probably offended him at some point, that offended him, and not offended him in a good way, but offended him in a way where he was just like, well, damn, she's figured out. Well, I think we've all figured it out. We woke up black. I woke up black this morning.
Right, yeah.
I'm going to go back to bed tonight and be black. So, I mean, what are you talking about here? That part. It's just been hell. So, and it's unfortunate because I'm not the only mother going through this. I'm not the only family member going through this. Like, I'm not. This is something that's probably running rampant in our communities, and I think that's pretty sad. Yeah,
it is. Well, I mean, keep us posted in any way we can support you. We got it. I try and share everything that you put up in regards to it. Of course, I do want to respect your family's privacy and not really harp on it and drive it, assaulting the wound or anything like that. But anytime you need us for any support or anything, you got it. I'm praying for you and the families of everybody. I'm a parent myself, and I wouldn't want to. It would drive me crazy. So I could, like I said, you all have all of the strength and tenacity, and sometimes life requires you to have it, and you find strength that you didn't know you even had because you have to find it. So I think it's hats off to you all, and prayers and condolences, and let's hope that justice, as you see it, comes along, and there's no replacing what you've lost. But I think that if you could find something that could at least give you a feeling of satisfaction, just a drip drop, like you deserve that. So we know you're forever changed, but I hope you continue to fight and be an advocate for other people when they go through this. So shout out to you and yours.
Thank you, and justice for Milwaukee.
Yes, and justice for Denari as well. Got your back.
Right.
My sister.
Have a great buddy.
Yes, you too.
Yeah, peace.
The family, the mom of Denari Pierre, man. And if you don't know about this case, it's been on national news, it's been on local news, and it's a situation where a young man had some charged felonies and probably should have been being held. It was just one of these youngsters going against the grain, and ultimately his behavior for what he was doing cost this young man his life. And so the family is obviously grieving over the loss of their son, but they're also saying this hurts us so much we don't want anybody else to have to go through this. So let's make the necessary changes to the system so that this can be prevented. And anybody out there who's a parent should feel that sister's pain. So shout out to Nikki Bird and Lamonte. I think that's how he says it. So yeah, man, Outlaw Radio, man, Outlaw salute for them. And I hope they can get everything that they need, because how can you say, well, we feel better? You're never going to be able to say, okay, I feel better now. It's like that's a hole in your soul. But God finds a way sometimes to give you other things that can kind of, I know, because for a long time people say, hey man, I sure did love your mama, is you all right? And I be looking at them like, I want to punch you in your mouth. What do you mean, am I all right? No, I'm not all right. Stop asking me, am I all right? That was the main thing that annoyed me when my mom passed. People kept saying, are you okay? And I'm looking at them like, yeah, I'm fine. How you doing? Like, it's like, what? That's the dumbest question that you can ask. Like, so, you got to let people grieve. Rail, you got a hornet's nest stirred up in the chat room, brother. Them cigarettes and that bowel movement.
Word.
Yeah, man.
It triggered a lot of people, man.
Well, Erica Hunt, she says so a lot of people who think Ish and cigarettes smell better than regular Ish. Let me get I'm so far behind in my chat room. Let me catch up with my chat room. Paris, Sean, you need to turn down your device.
My device.
Yeah, I got a strong echo since I brought you in. Paris LaShawn said, I smoke Newports. I got it from my mom, and my grandma used to smoke too, and she would send me to the store to get her cigarettes as well. Vince Tony said he smoked Cools. Vince Tony smoked Cool cigarettes, right? I said, do they still make them? Shout out to Crystal Ship and Control C. She says she's in the building. Hey y'all. Sean Moore, he said Salem's, right? There's all kinds of cigarettes. And we grew up with some poison being pushed to us. Paris LaShawn said Cool's still around, they just hella expensive. Deion James say the truth does hurt. I'm behind y'all, so I'm just catching up. Deion says I'm a fan of Courtney Francois. That's what's up. A lot of people are. People got love for the juice lady. People got love for the juice lady, right? She has a following. What is that?
I was just gonna say, what is that?
Like somebody kids is going ape shit. Like, no, right? Somebody kids going, get out the goddamn phone. Paris said he smoked Black and Miles too. The show got to be about tobacco somehow, some way. Mama Jenkins said back in the days your mother smoked while she beat that ass. not only that, the whole damn house smelled from cigarettes. Back in the day, my dad smoked a damn pipe, and that kept our house on 10. Yeah, and if you ever said anything to my mom about her cigarettes, she'd tell you, motherfucker, get your own house. You don't have to smell cigarette smoke. Till then, you can sit your ass right there while I blow this Marlboro in your face. Ruben Anderson says, Sean, I told you he wasn't going to be of help. I guess he's referencing Ashanti Hamilton. We're going to talk about what the sister just said. I'm just catching up my chat room, y'all. So just give me a second. I'm remedial. I'm working on a third grade education here. Ruben said y'all got to beat them with their own rule book. He was saying, to the interview. Are you serious? He said, what? Is he talking about the DA? Because I couldn't believe that. Like, he said, you frustrating me. Like, if you don't shut your ass up. Ruben Anderson, he said, who's representing this family? He said he feels the sister. Mama Jenkins said we need a class action lawsuit. These motherfuckers know they ain't gonna change shit. It's always a battle for us to suck to keep up, to be quiet about things that matter to us. These freaking DAs are some sad motherfuckers, and they're useless. I've been in their asses and at these bitches for 20 years, and I continue to annoy them. They will be way more annoyed when my nephew case come up in March. Stay tuned. I'm getting at this city in a major way for us all. Shout out to Mama Jenkins.
All right.
John Moore says, stop sending me the voicemail. I don't know why I'm reading that comment. I told you, whatever you put on the teleprompter, I'm reading it. Mama Jenkins said, I'm one of those parents that know the pain. Okay, yeah. That's, unbelievable pain. Oh, and Vince, Nicole Burr said, Vince Tony, we need to talk, sir. Vince, you've been called out, my friend. please contact his family. Please contact his
Peaches
family.
is needed.
Yeah, y'all share the show. Y'all share the show. Now, what's going on, Sean? What's going on? What's on your mind?
Peace and blessings, son. First, let me respond to Mr. Ruben Anderson. Don't put Ashanti off on me in no way, shape, or form.
Okay.
Now, what Nick was speaking on, as well as the rest of these parents, right, that continue to deal with this pain alone and pursue justice, right? The district attorney, they're not only incompetent, they represent who they represent, and today was one of those moments that you get to hear them say that they don't represent the residents of our community; they represent the state, and we know that the state is supposed to be comprised of the residents, but our people only make up a small percentage of this state.
Okay, you're right.
And their interest is not us. It's not. They represent the state. You have defendants. They have to pay for lawyers so that they can get representation. Yet these victims, these parents, these mamas, these brothers, these sisters, they rely on the district attorney's office to represent them and their interests. And they do not do. This is why we are having this conversation about bail reform. It's because the district attorneys are not representing the community. They are not representing the residents. They're representing the interests of the state. And they say this. When are we going to demand that we have representation? Right? We pay our taxes. We do everything that we're supposed to do as citizens, and yet still we have no representation. Then we have organizations that are supposed to be qualified in trauma and trauma care. And we have these parents, we have these mothers, we have these fathers, we have these siblings, we have these friends. And nobody is reaching out to them. Yet we have organizations that tout all the great things that they do.
Right. Well, there's a lot of people who talk about the work that they do, and people get left out. Like people, there's a lot of people who are underserved. That's the moral of the story in the city, is that a lot of these communities are just underserved, and something has to be done about it.
Man, no. Now we giving them an excuse, right? Well, there's so many, we can't get to everybody. No, that's a lot. Because that's
not what I said.
In the last year, KB.
That's not what I meant. What I meant was the fact of the matter is there are a lot of people who don't get any kind of justice. They don't get any kind of traction on what they need. So there's a lot of people that are underserved. That's what I said. I'm not justifying it. I'm not saying it's true. I'm saying that's the fact of the matter, is that this is a severely underserved community on a lot of different levels.
Okay.
So yeah, okay. So,
I get it.
Right.
In the last year, man, since I've been here, and I've been here off and on, I haven't been here consistently. I haven't been here 12 months consistently. And I've dealt with or met at least seven families who have lost children, man. And neither one of those families have been contacted by any organization, any entity, any politician, anybody.
Right. So it's a serious disparity.
And you get these district attorneys with these witness specialists, advocates, whatever they is today, whatever they're gonna be tomorrow, and they don't represent the family. bail reform can no longer be about the price of one's freedom. It has to also be about how do we protect the liberties and the lives of the citizens.
Okay. Now, I do want to straighten some up. In the chat room, Nicole Bird, she said, Vince, she wanted to, y'all need to talk about some comments that were made. She said, you don't need to reach out. Vince says, inbox me. So he said, I heard you read to contact person. I don't see the request. Who's the person? Did you request that I contact you? She said, you don't need to reach out. She said she wants to talk to you about some comments that you made. And so that's what the message was, Vince. I thought she might want to, wanted to, you to reach out. She said, no, you don't need to reach out. She just want to holler about some things that you supposedly had said. So I wanted to straighten that out in my chat room. Somebody was trying to call too. Give me a call back. We can open the lines up. But no, Sean, I agree with you. We are in a situation though where we don't have representation. And with 5 empty aldermanic seats, even when they were full, did we really have the representation that we needed downtown?
We had a majority minority common council, one of the strongest entities in the city, and they did nothing for us.
That's right. That's right. Sean, hold on once. You are live on Outlaw Radio. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, good evening. It's Ruben. How you doing, man?
How you doing, my brother? What's going on with you tonight?
I'm doing well. I'm all right, man. Really good. Listen, I just want to extend my condolences to the family, man, and listen to that mother talk. And I just want to make a few comments on that right quick. First of all, I just stepped away from advocating. After 18 years, I just let it go. I just, I'm on something different now. But on today, I just want to say I apologize to that sister, because had I been standing there with her and her family, ain't no way that punk would have ever said nothing like that out of his mouth. Ain't no way that Mr. Hamilton would have ever disrespected these people in the manner in which he's done. But then once again, they all eat off the same cow, so they have no interest in doing anything for us. That means, going to Hamilton means that I want you to challenge John Chisholm. I want you to challenge all these people in authority. And I want you to make this happen for me. But he's not willing to make that happen for them, because he himself ain't nothing more than about a thief. But I'm not going to get into his life, because he's not on here to defend himself. But he's weak, unfounded, and lack any level of manhood to be able to disrespect his family and don't help them like that. So I want to make that clear on that. But I will, at any given time, I would lend my name and my time to helping them if that's what they want. I think that Mother Jenkins is a very good resource for her, for that lady there. She's a very strong woman, and she knows the system, and she has had her nephews to kill her, put places that he don't ever want to be. So she knows what she's doing, but I'm willing to help them as well. And I just want to thank them once again for sharing their story. It's heartfelt, but once again, I say this and I say it openly, and John Chisholm knows, I'll tell him to his face, ain't no way that punk would have did that. And see, this goes to the heart of what I was talking about the other day. If you take a look at the picture, and I'm not trying to bring nothing up or hurt nobody, but take a look at the picture over there at the courthouse. The mayor was in it. David was in it. All these big name faces was in it. Everybody was in it. But not one of these people have stood up and stood with this family. But y'all standing for something.
Right.
And see, that's hurtful right there, because they should never be by themselves. If you can collect 5 men with all these suits on doing push-ups, as I say, you can bring these people around this family, rally around this family, and get it done. Chisholm going to listen to him when you come in numbers, because when he see numbers, all he think is votes. You know what I'm saying? But he don't have to worry about being reelected, because in all the counties, they never go uncontested, and nobody does anything, and nobody stands up to this man. It's a shame what happened to this family. It's a tragedy. We see it every day. Devontae Moffitt, Jaheim Clark, we already know what they're about. My whole thing is learn to beat them with their own rule book. If you beat them with their own rule book, study these people, these demons. If you study them, you'll know how to defeat them. They're not as difficult to defeat as we think they are. I'm getting very emotional, so I'm going to go. But I just feel like disrespected. I feel that Hamilton has disrespected us. He's disrespected us for a long time, and he got to hear that. You know, I won't tell you the story of what we did to him to stop him from even thinking about running for office again, but we'll get into that someday. Thank you for your time, bro.
My brother, I appreciate the passion, man. Appreciate the passion. All right.
Yeah, I just don't like that, man. All right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got you, my brother. I got you. Shout out to Ruben Anderson, man. Passion, heartfelt. You gotta love it on Outlaw Radio, man. Shout out to everybody who listens. Boy, y'all in the chat room on the phone. And this heat in the chat room right now. Let me get through this. Patience said, please don't say what you would have done when we make our meetings public. Nicole Bird said, who can we get to run against Chisholm? He needs to stand down. Absolutely. Patience says, everybody got clout, but there's no movement. Where are people at when we out here? I'm not trying to be a bitch like you called me before, Ruben. I'm just tired of everybody talking publicly but never showing up. Ooh. Wow.
Okay.
We gotta get a smoke. We gotta get a smack sound. I'm not trying to be a bitch like you called me before. People on the hot seat, man. Outlaw Radio hold you accountable, man. Marta messed up. Talking about talking that talk and walking that walk, man. You got some people in trouble on here.
Yeah, we out here so we out here disrespecting women, disrespecting black women like that in the chat room. That ain't cool. How we gonna be? Hold on, Kev.
We don't know when it happened. We don't know when it happened.
I don't know. I'm just speaking as if because she just spoke it like it happened. You know what I mean? But what I'm saying is we ain't got no room for nobody to be disrespecting black women on our platform. If you have a disagreement, that's fine. Y'all can debate, y'all can pontificate, whatever you want to call it, but we can't have the disrespect.
Pontificate.
If that's what happened.
That's right. Yeah, no doubt. We don't advocate, disrespecting black women. No. We don't. Sean, you're not on hold anymore. Let me see. She said, don't let the slick talk fool you. Nicole Burr said, damn, sis, I love it. Sean said, I'm on hold, damn it. You're not now. I have to clear the lineup. Sean, he still is.
Now you're gonna bring me off hold.
It depends on your mood, Mr. Moore. If you start acting belligerent, we're gonna put you back in the corner. Okay.
Listen, man. Shit getting hot. You got me on hold.
I had another guest. He was part of the heat. He was I'm
talking about after that though, man. Yeah. Woo, shit got hot. But I want to piggyback off something Ruben said.
Okay.
I believe that Ashanti showed us who he was years ago.
Exactly.
And for us to, keep on thinking that this pig is gonna start barking and howling at the moon, that's not gonna happen. A pig is gonna be a pig, a dog is gonna be a dog, Ashanti is gonna be Ashanti.
Okay.
Like I said, we knew who he was years ago.
Give me a second, Ruben. Ruben's calling in to defend himself. Give me a second. Go ahead, Sean.
So leave that alone, Ruben. You can't win that one right now.
Hey. Let's get ready to
roll. Here, boss. So, continuing to call him out for shit that he has done. Right now, he was honest about what he doesn't do. He told that family what he doesn't do, which showed another flaw in the system, because once again, it shows that you get when you fail, guess what? We're gonna promote you, right?
All right.
Because he has done nothing.
Okay.
So yeah, like Patience said, it's about when there's an action, we need to show up.
That's right.
If we want to, if we KB, man, you are organizer. What you got to do, man? If you want people to take notice of your message, right? You got to make the fucking noise.
Right.
And that takes people.
Yeah, people got to support. People got to show up. You can't love me from afar, right? You got to be in it to win it. Now I want to give, like I said, Ruben says okay, but tell them how you earn that. He's talking to Patience, I'm guessing.
I just told you you're not gonna win that.
He said, tell them how you earn that, and it happened at a time I was just growing, and I apologize for my actions. Now Ruben's calling. Let me hold on one, Sean. Ruben's calling. Let me get my brother. I believe in fairness, so I want you to be able to kind of let us know what the deal was with this situation.
Oh yeah, bro. I am so cool with this, man. And to the brother that made the comment, you don't even know the whole deal. So let me give it to you right quick. Here the deal was, the very thing that she did tonight was the very thing that, first of all, I was young in the game, frustrated because I was taking on the world all by myself. That's what I felt. I'm doing a live one day. She come in with nothing but pure disrespect. And I mean disrespect. She come in talking all this stuff, calling me out my name. She know what she did. And she wasn't expecting for me to respond like she did, like I did. Listen to me. I apologize for that. I was wrong for that. I done grew from that. And for her to bring that up tonight, like, oh, call me a bitch like you dog, you put yourself in position. And I ain't just one of the people. People may say it's wrong. I don't do that today. Years later, I'm a much better person. Okay. You know, even when this stuff started before, the same position she took tonight, if I ever say something which goes against what she believes, then she started trying to say stuff like that. I don't mind her bringing it up because it happened. That's who I was. You know what I'm saying? It happened like it was, but she knows she walked into that. She knows she didn't have to do that because me and her was tight. I had the utmost respect for her, but she won't tell you that part.
Okay.
You won't tell you how you went around the city trying to get niggas to kill me. Oh. You know what I'm saying? On what? Because of what you was doing, because you had that plug, folks, that Stan was my nigga. That was my good friend. You tried to turn him against me. Everybody know what Ruben stands for. I'm still the same person. I ain't never been no whole ass nigga. Not for them white folks and not even for my people. And I never will be. But that was wrong what she did. And so she walked herself into it for the night you to come back after I reached out to you and told you I would be there to help you if that's what you needed. Sean Moore know this to be true. They ain't been doing nothing but talking positive about it. She know it, but you seize the opportunity because you don't want nobody to be bigger than you. We in this together. I'm not here by myself. And she has no right to even try to assassinate my character. You don't know what it was like at that moment when you stepped up and said what you said. You don't know how broken I was. I was just only a bitch-ass nigga to you. I wasn't a brother. I'm here for you. I was none of that. You disrespected me. You got caught up in the game, and it was what it was back then. I'm 56 now. I ain't on that. So anybody want to judge that, say I'm wrong, you welcome to do it. But that's how it is for me.
All right, my brother.
Hey, I apologize. I thought that was something that happened in the chat room. The way that came out.
No, man, that was a long. Hey, bro, I love you, man. I love listening to y'all. I got a flight to catch tomorrow. I'll be in Milwaukee tomorrow. But I'm listening to y'all because this is where I'm at. Yeah, it's gonna come out people that did stuff wrong. But at the end of the day, if you make atonement with yourself and you know deep in your heart that I'll never disrespect the queen again. I live with a beautiful one. Been married for 14 years. Right. I felt bad about that. Y'all listen to me. And that's part of the reason why I do what I do. I offer my service. If you don't want it, you don't have to take it. Ain't nobody better in this game than I am. And I'm glad to stand here and let y'all know this. They know what they do downtown. If you want the help, I got you. Leave all that other stuff aside. We got to move forward. We will never do anything disconnected. We have to be connected spiritually, mentally, and, whatever it takes for us to get where we need to go. So I'm not on that, man. Thank you guys once again. I love you. I'm still going to come back, but I don't do that no more. Them kids, guys. All right now.
My brother.
Yeah.
Okay. Drama on the Hump Day edition of Outlaw Radio. Smoke signals, right? Where there's fire, there's smoke. Where there's smoke, there's fire, right? Like, we got another caller. Is this Patience?
It is. How you doing? Hey, y'all.
How you doing, my sister? What's going on?
I'm doing good. So I'm just gonna spend a very small amount of time on a very small factor, which is Ruben, right? So, first of all, I think he said this was in his younger days. It was like 2 years ago. But so first of all, anytime someone apologizes, disrespecting a woman, and then follows it up with that much of a justification or excuse as to why they did so, I don't accept that apology. Also, the apology came as he became aware of what my family was doing and what was going on. So I questioned the genuineness because you had all this time in your growth journey to do so, and you decided to do so when you thought you could jump in and, I don't know, not assist my family. But for anyone that feels that they have any support that they would like to offer, any resources, you don't need a special invitation. We make our meetings public. We make, anything that we do public. So if you want to support, you don't need a special invitation. You just show up. So that's that.
Okay.
As far as what's going on with Ashanti, like I'm hearing a lot of criticism about the things that we're doing, and it's fine. We don't know everything, so we appreciate people that give advice. People that are giving constructive criticisms about things that we are doing wrong, whatever it is. However, understand that we're going through a process. And so when we go into certain meetings, we're not necessarily going in there with the hopes of these people actually doing their job. We're going in there to sometimes get answers on record, right, just to get them to talk, because this is a process and we have to do our due diligence. And we're making sure that we're connecting with the people that should be doing certain things who are not doing certain things, so that when we, kick it up a notch and start filing things, we have this under our belt. You understand what I'm saying?
Right. Got you. Well, I'm glad you called.
So yeah, we didn't go into the meeting with Ashanti, thinking that he was gonna save the world. We went in there to get him, hold him accountable for the things that he should be doing, and he did exactly what we expected him to do, which was nothing. The same thing with the meetings with the ADA today. We recorded the whole thing. We didn't go in there expecting to change their minds. We went in there to get them to talk and to slip up, which is exactly what they did. So, again, don't just criticize what we're doing. Offer your support, bring your body. We have things planned that are going to require a lot of people. So we welcome you. If you have negativity and only negativity, shit, I could block you. I don't know what to say. It's just not, it's not conducive to what we're doing. And, again, understand that this is not just for my family, right? Nothing that we're doing is going to bring Denari back. And so when we ask for support, it's not for us. It's not for my nephew. It's for us as a community. So you're not really supporting us. You're supporting change. And we just happen to be, right now, the voice of that.
Right. Okay. Got you. We can lend our support. My mobility is not necessarily where it should be, and we just had this discussion about getting out in the community more. So I want to speak with my Outlaw family and see if we can collectively show up and represent to support you all, just to show that solidarity as well. So it won't just be all talk and no
That's okay.
No action.
We appreciate it. Yeah, we appreciate it. We appreciate this. This is also movement. You know what I'm saying? Just the fact that we're connecting with so many different people that we may not on our own be connecting with. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how many people are in the group because they heard of us on here. So, it should be a machine, but that machine takes movement. And again, if you're just, doing lip service or criticizing, like, leave that shit at home. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got time for that. I don't have time to be going back and forth with you when you telling me you on my side, when I'm going back and forth with the ADA, when I'm going back and forth with, the district attorney, when I'm going back and forth with people that that I'm, you know what I'm saying, in the system. Like, I shouldn't be having to go back and forth with my people.
Right. No doubt. So, Ewok did have a question for you. He said, Ewok, and He walk is a nutty buddy. He says, well, since this has gotten wild, I want to know if she sent the soldiers at Ruben.
Ruben, you know what? So this is the funny thing. Ruben did that, and Ruben wasn't even in my city. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, we could have had a different conversation, but he did that and was somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? So also, I really, not that it matters, but just for the sake of a rhetorical question, you know, he said that I got on his live and I was just really disrespectful. Well, I mean, I'm specifically telling you that you called me a bitch. Like, what did I say that was so disrespectful? I'm a person that asks questions, and if you're on some bullshit, I'm gonna call it out. You know what I'm saying? But respectfully. And some people just can't handle that heat, so I get it. But don't disrespect me.
Right. Got you. And like Kamar said, we don't endorse no disrespecting of no black woman in no shape, form, or fashion. That's right. We got a lot of sisters who listen, and we love all our sisters who listen to the show and support Outlaw Radio. So yeah, we don't do no misogyny or none of that on this show. So we don't endorse that. So I just want everybody to know.
When she said when she said that, I thought, you know what I'm saying, that it happened in the chat room.
Right. No, we got it. Yeah. And that's why I said,
I appreciate
even then,
y'all. I love y'all. I'm grateful that, you know, y'all take the time for us, and we need to come on the show. We need to do a show and have me and Nikki on.
Anytime, just let me know. Let me know when.
All right.
And it's all
Sounds
good.
Thank y'all.
Yep, no problem. Peace and love.
Who on the other line, Kev? Who keep calling? Who is that?
It's Sean Moore. I was trying to talk to the sister to let her explain, and Sean is calling. So let me get Deborah Jenkins, Mama Simmons. She said, look, there's no fucking help for our people. I hired my own lawyer for $240,000, and this city still fucked me. But the one thing I wanted them to know is that they was not gonna just kill my son and pay me off in peanuts. They tried, but I wanted that cop in jail for killing my only son. They could have gave me Fort Knox. I wanted that cop freedom from society and locked that killer cop up for hurting another family like he did mine. But okay, cut it. Do we got a character limitation? She said, because it cut her off. Byron Terry, he says, continue blessings, Outlaw Radio. I suggest your listeners who are eligible to vote in Milwaukee read Molly Beck's JS Online article on Republican Election Commissioner Bob Spindell. They've made it clear where Milwaukee is headed and how they feel about us as coloreds. Hispanics, this includes you too. While we continue to fight amongst ourselves for scraps, all we do is talk shit and don't vote. Smoke signals tonight on Outlaw Radio. Shine, what's good, man? What's going on?
A lot of smoke signals and a lot of just signals. So I told him leave that shit alone. On air, I told him off air that, you know, the sister didn't want to hear that shit. This is about the family, right? And I understand what Paper's saying. Like I said earlier, this family needs bodies. They don't need promises. They don't need pets. They don't need none of that shit. Ashanti does promise. I understand why Nick and them went to Ashanti. Going to Ashanti for anything else though is asinine.
Okay.
You know, Patience is my people. You know what I mean? Patience is my people. And I know Ruth. It's a fucked up situation. Wrong is wrong, right is right. You know what I mean? I don't care what she did, right? And I told him that you didn't deserve to call her no bitch.
Right. Yeah, we got
you
that.
Know what I mean? And I'm going to stand by that.
Okay.
Now, how do we help the family though? That's the fucking question now. Right? I'm on my Kamar shit. Right? How do we get this family the support that they need so that their voices are magnified?
Right.
So that their demands are heard throughout the halls of injustice.
Okay.
Right? I think that should be the focus, because getting them justice It's also getting Mama Jenkins justice. It's getting all of the families who have lost loved ones, man, due to this system and the negligence, malfeasance, and incompetence of these people that portray to have our interests at heart, right? We begin to reveal justice for them too. This ain't just about bail. This is about a system that's working properly for those that it's working for, that needs to be broken down and redesigned, redeveloped, however you want to redo it.
Right. And you know,
okay.
The conversation lends itself so many times to disparities. And once again,
Yeah.
we get lost in talking about problem and we not talking about solutions enough. Now let me get to my chat room. Sean, he know he's bogus, says patience. She says, I love my brother Sean. Dion says he was running late today. Said he loves the show. Appreciate you, my brother. Ruben Anderson said this addictive ass show. I love it. Keep it playing, bro. Hey, I appreciate it. If you feel like it's addictive, man, smoke up, smoke up, smoke up. There's more to come. I want to listen, and we're knee deep. Yeah, Vince, holler at me. Actually, yes, holler at me, holler at me, Vince. Absolutely, absolutely. He says this is garage night. Absolutely. Okay. So
can I say one more thing and I'm gonna get off?
Okay.
You know, Patience, she said something else, and it just hit me because you're an organizer as well, right? This is something new for this family. Every family that endures this is something new. Right? We think because there's so many murders, right, we become numb to it, right? But the families that are enduring this for the first time or the second time, and God forbid the third time, but these families don't know how to maneuver through the system.
Right, so nobody should be critical. There's not,
you know what I mean?
Right. Nobody should be critical of what they're doing. So yeah.
But hold on, I'm not only there with it, I'm somewhere else with it. We need people that have been in this fight, that say that they're about this fight, that fight this fight.
Okay.
To stand together with these families, man.
Right.
They need some representation, right? Me and I know, man, these families are running off emotions right now.
Right.
You know what I mean? Right. Like Nikki said, they haven't had a chance to grieve. And they got to process all of this bullshit. Right? And they haven't had a chance to grieve.
Right.
Think about that. Gotcha. Think about the weight of that.
Yeah.
Right?
We get it. We get the weight of it.
But as men, that's our responsibility in this community.
Well, we're gonna try to pull that weight. Definitely gonna try to pull it. Definitely gonna try to pull it. And we're gonna keep trying to fight and help this family fight too.
Yeah.
So this ain't stopping. That's why I told people for one of my commitments was to make sure we represented and had justice for Denari. And I keep that up. No matter whenever you look at any episode of Outlaw Radio, you're gonna see justice for Denari there. So until we get the message hammered home, and that there's a lot of people from the People's News Network who do join the group when they announce new members. I see some of my family members joining. So I'm like, all right, that's what we need, right? Each one teach one. So we definitely on that, Sean. We're definitely on that.
I want to throw something else out. Then I'm going. Some billboards, some flyers. Some of them little stickers on the cars. Them little things. These politicians, they'll fly the shit out of them. They put their signs in our yard. We should have justice signs everywhere too.
Yeah, I agree.
We demand justice all around this motherfucking city.
All right, got you. So, most definitely.
All right, y'all be easy, man. Stay busy. Love y'all. I keep on watching.
Yes,
See if we
sir.
Peace,
got some little
peace.
fireworks popping off in this motherfucker.
We're gonna see if we can get it cracking. Peace and love.
Yes, sir. Yes. See y'all later.
For sure.
Ruben says, "What is she talking about, Sean?" He don't know what she's talking about. Byron Terry, my brother said the solution on the table now is a new jail for juveniles that looks like a school, but this time next year, those white folks will be saying, "I told you they couldn't lead." Okay. Ace Cooley said because Ace had made a comment, and I skipped it, so let me go back. He says, "Only way for us to fix it is to understand that war has been waged against the black community. We need to take every murder personal." Smoke signals for the people who ain't paying attention. Look towards the sky. You'll see the smoke signals letting you know it's danger on the horizon. It's Outlaw Radio Hump Day edition. I'm in here with the whole family. Got the Juice Lady, got the Witch Doctor, got my brother Mr. Reggie Valentine, right? Billy Ray Valentine. So yeah, we got everybody in here. Chat room is popping off. Mama Jenkins said, "Don't be foolish and waste your energy on bullshit. Just fight your battle. These white folks ain't moving on justice." Okay. Nikki Burr said, "No more asking. Now we're demanding for justice." She said, "Amen, Ace." So yeah, and I like I said, so much about what's wrong and not enough about what we gonna do, right? In there's a couple things about Martin Luther King that I wanted to point out because his birthday was Monday, and Kamar was saying, like, I listen back to the show first of all, just for a good laugh a lot of times. And Kamara saying, "Well, I know he did something, but I don't really know what he did. I'm pretty sure he did something." And so that set me off to thinking, like, okay, what did he do? But there's a speech. There was a speech that Martin gave, and he wasn't using his preacher voice, Courtney. So you don't have to be annoyed. He was talking as plain as day, but he talked about how white people had gone about establishing power and privilege in this country. And he talked about them being given land grants and this kind of thing, and how they had their privilege, they enjoyed their privilege. And he said these are the same people that'll turn around and tell a black man to pull himself up by his bootstraps. And he talked about the need for when we go to Washington to talk to these people. And I love this, and it's in the People's News Network. He says, and when we go to Washington to talk to these people, we are coming for a check. So they better know about it. Now that's
when they took him out. They ain't take him out when he was talking nonviolent.
Right,
but when he said, "Hey," because what he said, I fear that I led my people into a burning
house.
house.
Here's something else. Milwaukee is on the map because the first public school that ever acknowledged Martin Luther King's birthday as a holiday was Parkman Middle School right here in Milwaukee in 1969. And it was initiated, and I got this from Beverly Williams.
Is that something he did for us?
Say that again.
Is that something he did for us?
Well, no, hold on, I'm gonna get to that, but I want to acknowledge this before I forget it. I'm like you, I forget if I don't say it. Her along with Andrew Douglas, the principal, and I told people at one point in the late 60s, early 70s, there was a bunch of black teachers in MPS who were really banging the gavel to teach black history for what it was and how it was. And they started programs that they implemented into their curriculums that was very aggressive in teaching black history. And so Jerry Ann Hamilton and Andrew Douglas, who the school is named after now, is Parkman Middle School then. They put this curriculum in place, and they celebrated Martin Luther King's birthday in 1969. They said this is a holiday. They told the kids that, and so it became a thing later on, but they paid the price for it because MPS came down on them, separated them, sent them all off in different schools and things like that. So I want to give them their props as pioneers, and I'm proud that it happened in Milwaukee because I'm 414 strong all day. But so I guess now going back to what Kamar said, I'm still looking for ways of his like.
Now I'm not. I wasn't saying he wasn't good for the culture.
I know what you were saying.
I'm not saying that. I just meant like something that he did that's directly beneficial for us today.
No, I absolutely understood. I understood what you were saying totally. I'm saying it set me down my own path of discovery to say, well, let me see, because as a black man, I want to know. Am I a recipient of anything that he actually,
Right.
And so there's a lot of different levels to it. But I'm saying when I heard him say we're coming for a check, when I heard him explain why there's a need for reparations, I thought it was okay. Now here's something that I could start saying. Let me look into that Martin Luther King.
Right.
Because I'm sure if I trace that message and follow that message, it'll help me discover a little bit more about him and some of the things he took part in. So no, I wasn't saying no. I know you wasn't hating on the brother. I know you. I know
I
you
wasn't
weren't.
hating on Michael.
I was just
Right.
hating on Michael, man. Michael, right.
Michael, all right with me, man.
Right. You like, don't make me act like Martin around this motherfucker. Now that was bad. That was a bad joke.
Oh, Mike is all right.
Bring out Martin on you.
Mike is all right.
Yeah, we like Mike, right? Let me see. So, my chat room. Ernest Walker says some people may not know what happened in this situation and are watching. I know the story and why you support. Maybe you should recap for viewers who don't know. With Justice for Denari, and we did recap it a little bit, but for the people who are just tuning in, we had the parent, Nikki Bird of Denari Pier. We've had his dad on here as well. I've spoken with both of his grandmothers. This is how how intricate this has been with our show. Patience Phillips is his auntie, and she represents and she's advocating for the family. Sean Moore is an ardent supporter. So she came on to give us
family.
Huh?
You ain't know that's family.
Well, he knows, but he's saying some people might not know what's going on. So like they're tuning in, and
okay.
I get it. But so if you don't know, first of all, go back and listen to the show. And second of all, go Google this young man's name and the story will pop up because they've been across many different news platforms. But she called in tonight and basically gave us an update because there was a meeting that they were able to have with Ashanti Hamilton, who is the former Common Council president, former 1st District Alderman, who's now over the director of the Office of Violence Prevention. And so basically she said that this was basically a runaround, a juke move, and that he's been, kind of tap dancing ever since. And that and people were saying, well, you shouldn't be surprised because he is who he is and he has a record of ineffectiveness and bullshitting the people. So I guess that would, that's the cliff notes. Now Vince said, Courtney, that's the video I sent you. He's saying he sent you the Martin Luther King video, I'm assuming, where he said, when we coming for a check. I don't know what video he sent you. I don't know. Deborah Jenkins, Mama Jenkins said our lives being to the end. Hold on. Our lives being to end the day, we become silent about things that matter. That's what he said. I hope I read that right. Our lives being to end the day. I think she might have wrote that wrong. Ernest Walker.
Now those type of things, like different quotes, different things he said, I feel like that type of stuff impact us directly today. Like profound things that he said, you know what I'm saying, impact us directly today if we can pick it up.
Right. Oh no, and sometimes all you need is some nuggets of wisdom.
Yeah. That's it.
And when we start to talk about the validity of integration or the ineffectiveness of it, and we start to question, so even the individual who was once a champion for it, what they call him a drum major for justice, if he turns around and says, damn, I think I might have messed up here. Maybe this wasn't what we should have been, trying to do. I think then that gives credence to what we said as something of making a valid point and saying we probably should have rethunk this whole integration thing and probably put some conditions on it and some limits on it to say, well, there's something that's forced or there's something that can be transitioned into. And I think we should have went into integration in a transitional fashion as opposed to an overnight, we gonna make you do this. Because anytime you make people do anything, you're gonna get resistance.
Don't work out.
Ace Cooley said reparations cannot be given in dollar form because they will just print money. Reparations need to be in the form of land. Some people would agree, some people would not. I'd say give me some cash. Yeah. I'm not really, I'll go buy my own land. I don't need, I want the cash though. I want the money. Cream, right? Cash rule everything around me. Just saying.
Well, you know they ain't gonna give us the land because that's why they didn't do the 40 acres and the mule thing.
Okay.
The land is how they gonna give us the land? Whose land they gonna give us?
Right. Well, we
gonna go chop our own trees down and shit. Some motherfucking where in the middle of nowhere.
Right. I mean, well, most of us don't have the knowledge to even maintain the land right now.
Exactly.
That's why I say, give me the money and let me figure it.
I say, man, leave it up as a choice.
Yeah.
Like, have different options, different ways you can get it.
Packages, right?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, give me a package deal. Let me get some land and some money. You know?
You divvy it up, right? 2 acres and $200,000.
Right.
And a pack of cool. No, Sean Moore, he said, bruh, what the hell? She said what she said. This is Outlaw Radio. Not prove my point. I'm not the yes man for nobody. Bullshit is bullshit. If we men of standards and values that live for the benefit of our people, certain shit is not done, and especially publicly. I've called females bitches, but you want to find one post or a public statement of me calling a sister a bitch? That's part of what this is about. Your response at that time was emotional. I let the shit go because wrong is wrong. Okay, he's responding to Ruben. We had a little.
I feel like he apologized, though. I feel like he apologized well enough. He admitted, you know what I mean, what he did. He apologized. I felt like it was genuine. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's a reason to keep riding. You know, let's keep it moving. Like, you know, we got bigger fish to fry too. You know what I'm saying? We addressed it. We don't allow that shit on the show. You know, justice for Denari.
That's right, man. Man, look at Kamar. Look at Kamar, man. Look at Kamar. He's so enlightened, right? Hey, shit, I like that.
Sometimes.
When you ain't sleep, right? Oh, I didn't mean to tell that on the show. One night, Kamar was here on me.
Man,
I was like, oh, let's not defer to him. I had to close that shit quick. Like, okay, that'll be good night. Love you, Cleveland. Oh, that shit was funny, man. I love it. I love Outlaw Radio, man. Man, y'all get some apparel, man. Get some apparel. We all feeling good. Inbox me and cash at me that money for this apparel. Shout out to Patience, man. But I agree with Kamar, brother, because listen.
Hey, man, look, we got about 1,000 shows together, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, man, we did all kind of shit that happened. Man.
Yeah, you ain't lying. No, you are really being. Because don't even go back and look at some of the YouTube.
We can have a hell of a blooper reel, man. If we had somebody paying attention to that shit, we could have a hell of a blooper reel, man.
I almost hate when the old shows pop up from like 6 or 7 years ago in my memories on Facebook, because I know for one thing I'm probably drunk as hell or I'm high as hell and we're talking a bunch of trash and I'm like, I ain't no telling what I said on this damn show. So I try to keep them shows in the box, right? I keep them in the culo, as they say, because it was a lot of wild stuff going on. And like I said, you and brother talk. Sometimes that conversation used to go all the way left, and
the way left.
Damn, what the hell? So yeah, it's outlaw shit for a reason. Mama Jenkins said I did Our Lives Begin. She said she wrote it wrong. Okay, so it wasn't me that time. She said I did. Our lives begin to end the day we become silent about things that matter. Okay, because I was reading the teleprompter and I was confused. I was on my Ron Burgundy, like. She said Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. made that quote. Very deep, brother. Vince said he questioned the dream becoming a nightmare. Sean Moore says, I wasn't talking about Nikki and them. I was talking about those who keep talking about the same shit that had to be that he hasn't done, but expecting him to do something else. Oh, you talking about Shanti? I don't think he's talking to me. I think that's the point. I don't think he's talking to me. Because I see Ernest asking Patience. I need to learn to skip over when people are talking to each other and not me. Pardon my felony. Deion James said for his reparations, he said pardon his felony and an 800 credit score. That would be reparations for you. That would be slick. He said he said I was responding to the chat, Dr. Kamar. That's
Hey, my bag, son. My bag, man. My bag.
Hey, Cooley said, I love my cousin. Talk about the good shit. We got bigger fish to fry. Right.
Yeah.
It could be the most negative shit. Like the whole world just exploded. After it's done, Kamar gonna step out and say, now we need to be focused on moving forward so we know better.
What? We might have needed. Maybe we needed that.
Right.
It
just blew the whole planet up, Kamar.
Hey, we floating around space and shit. Hey, man, we might have needed that, man.
It's all good. No, it's not. It's not.
Just relax. Just relax.
Okay, so they're talking amongst each other. He said I was only trying to get him to put the story out for the people who may be confused. Because Ernest said, "What's up with the soldiers?" Okay. So y'all caught up. Now I wanted to make this point because in the vein of is the dream alive? What is the dream? If the dream was for us to be empowered and us to really get some straightening in our communities, then I think right now our community is wounded. Piggly Wiggly on East Capitol, who a lot of people don't know was owned by, I believe, the family, some of the descendants of the people who had Lena's, which is our Black-owned grocery store here in Milwaukee. Piggly Wiggly just announced that they were closing. So another Black business is closing down. And they had incredible soul food in there. Like my wife and I.
It's the same soul food that used to be in Lena's.
Yeah, right. Because if you went in Lena's, they used to have some fire ass soul food, right?
I used to go there when I ate meat.
Yeah. Especially on the one on Capitol on Sunday, man. That was it. Me and my kids, man, we go down there. I used to get the pepper steak. It used to be bomb. And recently we had discovered that they had the same service on East Capitol. So I went there a couple times. Got some catfish, some chicken, some greens, and stuff like that. And but they're closing now. I felt like their customer service needed to be stepped up a little bit, but I'm patient because you get fucked up customer service no matter where you go. Walmart will fuck your shit up just like anybody else. So, but it's leaving, and so I say in that once again we look at what has happened with integration and Black businesses don't receive the support that they need, and so I think. When we talk about that dream, when we talk about all that kind of stuff, it just that stands out to me and say, a store like this, Lena's that have been in the community for Black people, by Black people, FUBU, for I don't know how many years, in which that's really where we had to go. Now, all of a sudden, when you can go in Kohl's and Century and Pick and Save and all these places, our Black businesses go under. The side effect of integration. I've done a show on
with
that
this
before.
one, Kev, I feel like this is a little bit different, right?
Okay.
I feel like this is a little bit different because see, on the other side of supporting Black business, we got to talk about Black business stepping their game up for customer service and presentation and all that good shit, right? Because see, we remember when Lena's was getting blasted all on the news with the big ass rats and all that shit running around the motherfuckers. And how it stunk in there, you know what I'm saying?
I thought you was the positive one.
So I'm just saying, I am. Now listen to where I'm going with this. I am. So listen to where I'm going with this. I'm talking about Black businesses. You know what I mean? We got to step our game up, especially if we want our people to support us. You know what I'm saying? We got to give them a reason to come support us. Okay. It's just the way it is. Yeah, we do have to do extra. We can't just be screaming support Black business and expect people to do it. But a Black business has got to step our game up.
Right, you're right. And we do have another Black-owned grocery store that's over there in Sherman Park. Who did I get into it with? Somebody was at me one. That was you? Yeah, it was you.
Yeah, that was
yeah. I knew somebody was. I was on my heels one show because I was criticizing the Black grocery store. He was on me. I was like, man, I think this dude might be waiting outside after the show is over. I was scared, man. I was terrified. My wife was like, why are you looking out the window like that? I'm like, come on. Oh no, I'm joking. I'm joking. But I did criticize him. And I was, sometimes y'all gotta understand. Sometimes on this show, I'm an asshole just to be an asshole. Just because sometimes I just think it's a fun place to be, right? Like, and if you don't indulge in your inner asshole, you won't really. Well, hold on, pause. Let me take that back.
Yeah,
I'm not going to even finish this statement.
Hey, pause on that. Pause that.
Let's throw that one away. Let's put that in the parking lot. Oh man. Now hold on. Let me get my name out the hot. I know. When you think about it, it's like I can't believe you said that. Right? Get to know your inner asshole. Like that's not something you want to ever repeat. Ernest tried. He said, "Well, Kev," he said, "I'm crazy. It had little to do with soldiers in their story." I just repeated what you said. You said, "Did she send the soldiers on them?" That's what you said, Ernest.
That is what you said.
That's what you said. Like I don't understand. Why you want to blame this on the old Negro whisperer? Come on now, cut me some slack. He said I am crazy though. You're right. Dion, you're right. He said they had some sour ass meat. They did. There was a lot to be desired there. I guess my point was, you know, we need to get back to supporting each other financially. But like Kamar said, black businesses just can't throw a shit show and think you're supposed to support me because I'm black.
Right.
Like you really, your customer service, your drive for customer service should be even higher.
Shit,
because you are a smaller
I'm
vendor.
trying to show my people how good we could be.
Right. So it's just like this. If you order a hoodie for me and you get the hoodie and something's wrong with it and you hit me and say, Kev, something's wrong with that hoodie, I'm not gonna be like, oh motherfucker, well, you got it now. Well, shit, nigga, that ain't my fault. You know, I'm gonna try to remedy the situation. Like, man, that's unfortunate. Let me try to replace it. Now, if you drop your blunt on it and burn a big ass hole, and you said the shit was fireproof, I'm like, bro, I'm not replacing that. That's on you, man. But you know, if you wash it and it turned green or something, it's like, nah, I got to do something about that. Or all of the logo that's printed on the hoodies. If you order one, you will have this logo on your hoodie as well. If it disintegrates once you put it in the wash machine, which is not going to happen, but if it did, customer service would dictate that I said, do you want your money back or do you want me to replace it? Either way, I understand and I apologize. Instead of, oh, motherfucker, don't be calling my phone with that shit, man. I'm asleep, man. Like you running a business here. She said, but look at Walmart and these Arab stores. They're nasty, expired goods, and we still support. But I do agree that as consumers, we have to demand better. Right. I told y'all.
And that's why I say, you know what I mean? We really have to step our game up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because shit, that's going to make them want to come to us. And that's all I'm saying. We got to make our people want to come to us.
Yeah.
Well, the issue is they show that when people have been oppressed for so long, you begin to view society through the eyes of your oppressor. So a lot of us view each other through the eyes of white lenses. So that's why we can be more lenient and passive when white stores fuck up. But we be so ready to tell about, you know, they say you what is it, 10 times more likely to speak on a negative experience than a positive experience. Okay. But then also in our culture, we scared to tell good shit because we don't want I'm guilty of it too. I might come across a spot that I like, black owned, shit like that, and I'd be like, man, I ain't gonna tell too many people because then niggas gonna come fuck it up. So it's like, yeah, you know, but we do it, you know, but like they said, you know, we let them get a pass, but then we judge the black stores, and it's true that we do got to do extra, but a lot of times, like I remember when. I used to go to that church on 27th and Chambers, and we walked. I don't know why the fuck we was walking to that gas station on 27th and Burleigh, but we used to do it after Sunday school. And right. And one time, the person I walked to the gas station with, they're like, "Come on, man, you black on? Why are these prices so high?" And they was like, "Hey, look, all the other cultures are tapped in with the distributors and manufacturers, so they get a discount." They was like, by us not really having any connections, we gotta pay, and then it translates into the price of our product. So, you know, sometimes we look for the discount, we look for the extra helping or the hookup because it's black folk, but then as soon as it's subpar, instead of being, I mean, think about Elsa's. How many times they done shitted on niggas? And people still going back for that dry ass pork chop sandwich. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. I went to Elsa's once, and after eating them dry ass wings, I said, I paid this much for what? The fucking ambience? For the scenery?
Damn near.
Fuck
that shit. The food is basic, and it was expensive, but sometimes we look at it as being able to go to white establishments as a status, right. You know, that white ice is colder type shit.
There we go. White ice is colder. I told y'all we went viral when I was rocking with the Panthers, and we went into when the Arabs purchased Gauss, and we went in there and filled up 3 carts of rotten meat. and it went the first time I'd ever been on a viral video, and people, the most backlash that we were getting was from Black people who were mad, like, leave them alone, they cool, and that's our store and all this. And I'm like, nah, they not cool with you if they selling you rotten meat. But we got that from our people defending them. Now, if it's Lena's, like, people quick say, man, that store you smell like shit. I couldn't stand it. There's rats in there, everything. Nobody's saying leave them people alone, man. They Black people. Let's work with them. It's that kind of that Stockholm syndrome rearing its ugly head, man. It is. Dion says, Kev, Milwaukee is really not a city for Black people. You go down to Chicago and there's so many Black-owned businesses. Chicago has, Chicago is a very prominent Black kind of thing. Yeah. They have a lot of issues, but they also have, and they've always had a prominent Black structure when it comes to leadership and things getting done and business owners and getting money. Yeah, I understand it. Bigger city, more people. And
it's a stronger Panther presence.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Oh, I'm just saying, so I'm just adding on to what you were saying, like you go dating way back years ago.
Yeah. And don't even get me talking about the history of the movement in Milwaukee. I think I might make some people's wigs fly off if I really talked about it. I'm for real, compared to what was going on in Chicago. Because in Chicago, we're talking about Fred Hampton, and this kind of thing, and it's a little bit different. I mean, we got Mike McGee Sr., so thank God for that. I'm gonna leave it at that. Like I said, I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings on purpose. I like to hurt your feelings on accident, so I can say I ain't mean it like that. Knowing I did. I be on some bullshit. Patience says, has anybody been to the Sherman? I haven't. Kamar, you been in the Sherman grocery store, the Black-owned store?
Yep, I actually went up there to talk to him. I'm gonna have my chat. But yeah, I went up there. I talked to him. You know what I'm saying? I went to hang out.
Right, you went on business. He almost said it. Like, put this goddamn vitality here. They was like, no, fuck y'all, and you left. I know.
But no, man, you know what I mean? It's a good brother, man. I met the brother and his wife. They actually get products from. You know what I mean? They get I ain't gonna tell their business or whatever.
Right now.
Yeah. But they get products from me and everything. And I went up there and I went to talk to him. And he was a real cool brother, man. So he was telling me about some stuff about as far as getting my products in stores, you know what I mean? Some different steps I should go through. Telling me some stuff I should learn, like the lingo, you know what I'm saying? Because he used some words and I had to tell him, I'm like, hold on, brother. I really don't know. I don't know what that means. You're going to have to tell me. Maybe I'll come back up next week and we can have a sit down and you could go through everything. And I'm sure everything that you asking for, I can handle. You know what I mean? So, and you know what I mean? He's willing to teach me, tell me some stuff. You know what I mean? Like I say, he's a good brother, man. This is a place that we need to support, man. I went in there and it was better than I thought. You know what I'm saying? As far as the variety of stuff he had. I thought I was going to go in there and I was going to feel like I was in the corner store, but I didn't.
I'm horrible because I don't even know where it's at.
It's right there just off of Sherman. Remember where G's Cookers used to be?
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Right there.
I'm going to have to, you know what? I guess they got, because Piggly Wiggly's closing, so I need somewhere new to get hog head cheese.
Piggly Wiggly on the bank road.
That's where I was getting my hog head cheese from. So I guess I'll go in there and say, y'all got hog head cheese up in here? You know,
hey, it's his brother, man. Mike.
It's Glorious Malone. That's a black woman too. That's a black business too. Man, it's delicious. I just had some with some crackers. I got in trouble. Oh, I said, you ate all that? You ain't supposed to be eating that.
Man, I miss it.
Man, saltine crackers and hog head cheese. Spicy.
You got to eat it with some jalapeno cruncher chips.
Oh, okay.
They take it to a whole nother level, man.
That sound like some stoner food though. I know to make this better if I got some jalapenos with it.
No, hot hog head cheese and the kettle cooked chips because they crispier.
Oh, you doing too much cholesterol.
It's the jalapeno ones. Man, that shit used to slap, but I ain't had pork in, man. What, like 4-5 years?
Man, I'm going up to Fast and Friendly and get me some hog head cheese this weekend. Ewok said that was earlier, motherfucker. Ewok, I'm just, your hoodie, Mama Jenkins, your hoodie should be there no later than early next week. So Monday or Tuesday, because I want to start doing deliveries on Sunday. So it really Saturday we plan on really getting everything wrapped up and finished, and I'm gonna get all of the orders of the people that have paid. You're gonna get yours next week, within this next week. So it's not gonna be more of a delay. Honestly, if we were both off work, we'd have them done right now. But we both got to go to plantation in the morning. We're field Negroes. Yes, we are. We don't work in the house. So yeah, you'll get yours, Mama Jenkins. I got you. Ewok, Mama Jenkins, Vince, Tony, Kamar has an order put in. Courtney has to get one. Rel, I got to get you one too. So everybody gonna get taken care of. But if people who have paid, will definitely get theirs first because you paid for the stock. So I've already bought the supplies for it. So they'll be there. Vince says, "What does that say about us?"
Which part?
I think they were talking about the white ice is colder because Ann is saying like you start going to Elsa's because the dope dealers went there after getting the bag. I never was really I've never really been fancy. Had a fancy.
The dope dealers went there because the girls used to like it.
Yeah, but the kind of girls that
niggas like Judy's Red Hots and shit.
But the kind of girls, and I'm speaking from years ago. So there's been at least 12 years since I've been in Elsa's. But the kind of girls that would go to places like that back in the days were never I never liked bougie females who thought they were on Sex in the City because they was in the Elsa's. You know, I'm drinking lemon martinis and all this foul shit. Like, get you some old English or something. Back when I was young, I wasn't never really impressed with the bougie downtown.
Why she gotta be foul? Why I can't go?
That was the sophisticated ratchet.
Shit one day, have me a martini and a Manhattan or some sidecar. I ain't always gotta have some Hennessy. Shit.
Yeah, but when you acting like you,
let me go be fancy.
When you're acting like that, then it becomes an issue. My case in point, a very long time ago, and this might have been when they first opened. I'm talking about fresh open. So we're talking about like 2000 maybe. A friend of mine, shout out to my boy Rock, Chris Terry, he would frequent the place. So he says, Kev, you want to roll? And I wasn't dressed up or nothing. I was really coming out the hood. I just jumped in the car with him. I had on like a hoodie and some jeans and some Timbs or something and a hat, I had my hat on. And so I said, yeah, I'll roll with you. And so I went up in there with him, and the girls in there were looking at us like, because we both had, we didn't have on, silk and all Versace.
Right.
They was just kind of looking at us like we was trash. And I'm like, I got a bankroll in my pocket. I guarantee you ain't got more money than me right here, right now in this restaurant. I got a fat knot in my pocket. I just felt like, forget that you drink your lemon drop, but don't try to, or your Manhattan, but don't try to look down on me. Like, I'm like, no, I don't want none of this shit. So it was, and I've never been eager to spend my money downtown because I realize it's just a trap anyways. Overpriced, parking is horrible. You got to walk 14 miles to the club. You get your dirty time about $20. See, I think about how stupid I was when I was young for even ever paying $20 to go to a club.
Like, look, they charge $20 at the bar nowadays. You go to the fucking bar and they charge you. No, you like, nigga, that's a bar.
Right. Yeah. That was just stupid. And then I learned the trick of watering down the liquor. And it's like, no, you know what? Just go to the liquor store, get you a half pint and some beer, and you good. $7 done data in the bar, one glass, $8. Wait, you just put, I watched you pour the drink. It's just a little squid of E&J in there.
Right.
Yes, I was drinking E&J. I am
$8 E&J.
Right. Come on, man. Come on. Yeah, and Coke. The Coke is $4 and the E&J is $4. What the hell is going on? She said, well, let's do like Popeyes in reverse. A black-owned business with a white face. That's true. We should do that.
We should.
Be all over it. OG in the movement, my uncle. Prentice McKinney. Okay, I'm out the loop again in my chat.
We really just need a white woman like Paula Deen in the commercials. Hey y'all, she country and shit. They go crazy. Our restaurant would pop so much fucking hard, nigga.
So is Prentice McKinney the one who owns the show? I mean the store. I'm sorry, I don't know. She said Prentice McKinney, another Milwaukee OG in the movement. Is he the owner of the store? Vince said he's been there numerous times. He said if we don't support him, he won't be able to turn over the products. Yeah, because we don't do us. Byron said Midtown up for sale if anyone's interested. Yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah, how much is that?
Man,
help us out, Byron.
Right. Got another bread. Put up your
Help
bids.
us out, Byron.
A said, I love you, Kev.
We figure out something to do with
it. A said, I love you, Kev. Tell these heifers I met you in Burger King and they demanding Elsa's. You know, you have the right. Listen, I just have uppity black people. I hate elitist black people. I hate bougie black. I shouldn't say hate because that's a strong word. I mean, I've never really gotten along with.
I feel
never
you.
really jibed with, upper crust black people who felt like they were on. Like, I'm a neighborhood dude, right? And I'm not from the slums, but I'm from a blue collar black middle class neighborhood, like where people worked hard and earned their money. So you felt glad that you had things and you were appreciative, but you didn't look down on nobody because of it. But anytime I see people in any mode where black people trying to act, we got any great poupon and all that shit, I get the hooding up, right? I get to Courtney say my fingers go to twisting up when I talk all of a sudden. Look at this old ass gang member. I be up in there like,
This for you.
That gang went out of business. They don't even have that gang no more. I'm still throwing it up. So yeah, fuck the black boule shit, man. I'm a Marcus Garvey dude. I'm not a W.E.B. Du Bois dude. Parking for the Bucks game. Yeah, you got to park damn near by the Bucks house in River Hills to get parking. Unless you go in that expensive ass structure. $200. Nigga, please. I'll just take a cab. Byron says 2/27/23 opening bid starts at $7 million for Midtown.
Oh.
Help us out, Byron. Byron, Ewok, Ace, come on, y'all.
Okay, so now Ernest, I've every time I quote Ernest, he comes back and say, Kev, you on some bullshit. So I'm gonna read this again. I'm gonna read this for what it says. Ooh, Courtney, Patience done stole your spot. Just kidding. Kev needs something to say, so I'll let him get me. I have no clue what that's about.
He wanted you to read that.
He wanted you to read it so you could have something to say, so you could.
Okay. Because I'm about to say.
I feel like Ewok just be needing shit to say. Just like last time, he got to talk about niggas wait and stop eating what Kamar eating. I feel like he just be needing to,
Right.
Yeah,
Hey, you see, I don't pay no mind.
Right, you just got
to shout out to Ewok, man. Shout out to everybody. Share the show, man. Y'all share the show. We should have way more people in here, but I ain't tripping. It's a labor of love, but it's damn sure a labor. Dion said we doing an all-nighter, Kev. Nope, not at all. About to be finished in a minute. He said he's a hood nigga. I could respect that, man. Byron said Midtown cost $47.5 million in 2014. What an insult to the value at the centers of the city. Yeah, you got leadership who allowed that to happen as well, and they should be taking the task for it. It's a shame that's where we are. Dion said, I tell people I'm a motherfucking gangster. Every time I say something regarding like being a G or anything thugged out, my kids like make fun of me and shit. Like, I be like, I'm straight up. My daughter be like, Dad, you're not a gangster. You're not a gangster, Dad. Stop it. Like I seen you at my tea party that time. You're not a gangster. I'd be like, oh, okay. All right, you right, baby girl. She tell me, my son too, like, Dad, you ain't no gangster. Dude, I put one of your remote control cars in front of you and you get so distracted by working on it, all your gangsterism will leave. You turn into a nerd quick. He ain't lying. I got some nerdy habits, right? Me and Rail, black nerds, right? Black nerds unite, Rail.
Blurs.
Right. Rail, they all missing it. I know you know. Ernest is appealing for your.
So you saying that we slow and only Rail can catch it?
Right.
Sound like this shit going over our heads. Right. Rail got it.
So whatever. And I shouldn't have done that either because that's politically incorrect. Weekend coming up, man. I know I'm gonna spend mine putting together packages and making sure people get this apparel so y'all can support the movement. And when you out and somebody say, what you wearing? I'm representing. I'm an outlaw. This is signification of that. So I'll spend my weekend doing that. Kamar, you spoke about some events you have coming up this weekend. What you got popping?
Yeah, tomorrow night I'll be at Coffee Makes You Black with the Black Chamber of Commerce.
Okay.
Y'all come on down, hang out, whatever y'all gonna do, spend some money, come learn something, whatever it is, just come on down, network, something. It's gonna be some people with money in the building.
I mean, is you gonna do a pitch tomorrow, Kamar? Because if I come down there and niggas only got 1 minute. Your
You
whole pitch
definitely.
is 1 minute, so I got to come up with a fly ass 1 minute shit
Yep.
like yours. I just need to know
Yep.
do niggas got to go against you? That's what I'm saying. I gotta be
No, I ain't
prepared.
in it. I ain't
Okay, I
gonna
was
be
gonna say
in
you
it.
gotta be prepared. I'm the
I
black
ain't
man,
gonna be
brother.
in
I'm the
it.
shit. Everybody get to clapping right there. God damn it, you know.
I ain't gonna be in it, but I'm gonna be there. I'll be there to support you.
Yeah, okay. Look.
Okay, so Courtney, you'll be at the same event with Kamar, right?
Yeah, I'm thinking about sliding down tomorrow. I'll see you. I might.
I also want to connect y'all with the event too. So you know what I mean. Y'all can get in on these.
Yeah.
Share the information in the People's News Network, or just share it, and I'll put it in there. Courtney, you got any episodes coming up for your podcast?
No, I don't even want to talk to these niggas no more. I should talk to them. No,
damn.
no, I don't know when I'm gonna get back on it. I'm then or just cool being on here for now, but sooner or later, because it's like if you trying to set up shit with niggas, they set it up, then they reschedule, then you try to hit them back up, and they act like you bothering them. It's like, nigga, we ain't gotta talk. We ain't gotta fucking, this ain't that. So, how about I just take a break and focus on me, and I come back around.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. And I'd like to say there's a lot of individuals who I've reached out to in the past, and their response was kind of like a, who and what and and don't even worry about it. You
Right.
good. Don't even worry about it. You good. You good. So I understand what you're saying, but only once. Just for me, it's once. Just, and especially if their response is, as they say, paltry. I'm like, well, you know what? It's all good. It's all good. He said, I'm a gangster for real though, no cap. I could tell you that if it came down to whether or not I was capping with my daughter, I could say that too, but I don't feel the need to say, girl, let me tell you what I did, why I say I'm who I am. It is what it is. It's there's no justification needed. And my wife will look at her and just say, yeah, well, let's just say you just met your father later on when he wasn't the same as he was when I met him. So we'll leave it at that. Real, you got anything popping this weekend?
I actually I gotta see how my schedule look. My baby birthday Friday. So we might be locked up for Friday, Saturday doing shit with her. But Sunday I was invited to, I think it's called Sisters in the Circle. It's crazy how shit work. I was just taking a call at work today. And I was just doing somebody food share application. And they were letting me know they was thinking about publishing shit. And I was like, oh, okay, I published a book. And she asked me what it was about. And I said, 12 steps to become your own dope, just giving people natural ways to battle anxiety and depression. So she was like, Sunday, we're going to be at the library downtown, 1 p.m. I think it's called Sisters in the Circle, where they get together and it's like a support group for women and stuff. So she asked me to come down there and talk to the people about my book. So I got to, check with Queen B, see if it's acceptable.
Got to do that.
And if it is, shit, me and my books is going to go down there and talk my shit and see if I can get some sales.
Got you.
Mm-hmm.
Share the show, share the show. We appreciate the support. I appreciate you all as co-hosts, and I really want to work us into a situation where this can be an even more beneficial situation for all of us. So I'm constantly looking for that. We got plans on top of plans. We just got to make them happen. Kamara and myself have had some very deep conversations about which direction to go in with what we do, and I think they're all valid.
You after the show too, man. I got another idea.
Okay, no problem. Just bang on my line, as they say. Wait, was that racist? I was doing Chinese.
You go ahead. You already did it now.
Okay.
Hey, as long as you don't say who you imitating.
I told on myself, right?
You told already.
Come on, you call me. Call me now. I switched up. But no, listen, I think it's very important that we understand that platforms like this have a purpose, and there is a need in our community for us to be able to control a narrative. One thing we have to understand is we all can agree to disagree when it comes to my show about our differences. And we not only do we agree to disagree, but we celebrate the differences. Case in point, a lot of times we share things in our group, musicals, music videos, tracks from our different eras, our different genres, information, videos. We share these things because we all have a different perspective. And a lot of times it's a very interesting situation where I can say, oh, never heard that before, never read that before. And we get all of this just because we all agree that we're all different people and we don't have to be on the same thing. I hate groupthink, right? I hate followers, but I realize that followers are needed because a movement needs followers. But one thing about it is the followers can't act like they know more than the leaders, and the leaders can't behave like their followers. So it's an interesting dynamic, but it's also a dichotomy. I think that what we need to do, and this is just my opinion, is let go of a lot of shit. Right? We have black people. Kamar talks about detoxing a lot, and I understand the need to flush your system of bile and undigested food and things that may clog up pathways to help your body work correctly. In order for your body to work, you need what they call circulation. It needs to circulate properly. Systems need to be able to work together to accomplish a common goal, which is for you to stay alive. Well, as black people, we need to detox our brains. There's a lot of information, a lot of trauma, a lot of shit in our heads that we hold on to. And a lot of times it keeps us from being the best we could be. Built in fears, built in insecurities, built in envy, right? And for men, ego, 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 ego. Got to get them in check, man. And then there's always the fact that we know some people who present to us are not who they say they are. And so it's a fraudulent situation and nobody wants to be victimized. I think you just got to do your best with what you got. If you only have access to this set of leaders or this set of people, learn what you can get from them that'll point you in the right direction and detoxify yourself by getting rid of all of the bullshit. I believe Kamar calls it chewing up the fish and spitting out the bones. Very important that we do that. And once we get to this level where we've let go of a lot of shit, then we can start talking about solutions and not only talking about them, implementing them. That's the most important thing that we could do. They say don't speak about it, be about it, right? That's a universal saying, but it's so true when you think about it. Stop talking about it and do the shit. How many years have we received promise after promise after promise, but no follow-up, no action, and there's no repercussions for it? You got to start holding these people accountable for doing their jobs. More importantly, we got to start holding ourselves accountable for doing what we need to do in our community to make it a safer, more livable place. And then we can stand together and fight out this gentrification that's coming, man. I appreciate all of the different opinions and the different perspectives. Lord knows I'm still going to have mine locked down in here, but I take a little bit from everything. So I get a little bit here, I get a little bit there, and I feel like I'm that much better for the experience. Because more often than not, I run into black boule and black bougie people who, for whatever reason, their criticism of the community outweighs their contribution. And every time I have an experience with these individuals, I simply tell them, you're a coon. I will see y'all Monday, man. Peace and love. Kamar hit me up. Vince hit me up. Man, y'all, I hope y'all have a good time at this event this weekend. Courtney, I hope you got your pitch right. Hit Kamar for some pointers, right? Hit him up, right? He was a rapper. He had albums out here, so he got some schism to him. So peace and love, man. Share the show. Hit me up for the apparel, man. All right, y'all.